Please hold for a very important message. Please hold for a very important message.
Foodiegang, gang, gang. Foodiegang, gang, gang. Foodiegang, gang, gang. Foodiegang, what is going on? What is going on? You are tuned in to a time for tea at 9:07. Good. We up in this thing. We are on Facebook and YouTube today. We have an explosive show, action packed. I did not know if I was going to go live today, but your girl had to get on here and get in the mix because there's a lot going on. Since we got off the air yesterday, we are in a 24-hour news cycle and it'd be going down. But since we got off the air yesterday, there's been some new stuff that has gone on already. So we're going to talk about Rod Wave arrested over a female and 10 inmates escape a New Orleans jail. So I did show you guys the initial video with all the inmates escaping from the jail, but since then there have been so many breaking developments, and we are going to dedicate a segment to covering what is going on. I am trying to get an ex-cop up here to be able to comment on the situation, so y'all stay tuned. But hit the like button, support the show, Whether that's sending a super sticker, hitting the Cash App down here below, hitting the like button, leaving a comment, donate to the show, support the show so that we can continue to cover these topics. And normally we are cooking. We are a cooking channel. We do be cooking, but we also do our time for tea and we talk about hot topics and we break them down. Speaking of tea, today we're going to be drinking, it's an English breakfast tea, and I have my hot water here with a little bit of brown sugar. So let me go ahead and get that started. Okay, so today on my YouTube channel, I did release some content, so make sure that you guys go check it out. Go check it out. I'm going to start off with one tea bag in here just because I have water. Sometimes I do two tea bags, but I'm going to start off with one and we're going to see how it goes. Now that I put my tea bag in the hot water, I'm going to let that seep and all that stuff. But yes, go ahead and hit the like button. Okay, so I doing something different with my hair. We'll see how it goes, y'all. But yes, this morning I was like, I have to go live. I have to make it work. Gotta make it work. Okay, and like I said, this is gonna be an explosive show. We want to say that anyone that is a victim of domestic violence, whether that be verbal, physical, or mental, it is not acceptable, and you need to get out of that situation. With all that being said, I don't know if you guys know too much about Rod Wave. I remember him coming on the scene a couple of years ago, and correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Wasn't he working at Burger King? And he used to sing and one of his clips went viral. I believe that's how we first heard about Rod Wave, and I actually like his music a lot. And I like Rod Wave. I haven't heard anything bad about him since he's been in the industry, but you know what? It all started with Cat Williams at Club Shay Shay when he said, "This is the year a lot of people gonna get exposed." And I think that that is what we are seeing out here. We're seeing a lot of people getting exposed. A lot of things coming out. People who you would never expect to even be in any type of mess are in some mess. And it is just unbelievable. But I like Rod Wave, and one of his favorite songs that I like was actually Green Light. Now that these allegations, or it's not even really allegations because Homeboy was arrested. Now, well, it's allegations because he hasn't been convicted in a court of law. But they might got some footage. And now we talked about this yesterday. If you do crime in today's time, just know somebody got you on camera, okay? There's some type of evidence that you have left behind, some type of fingerprints that there's always a way to track down, and especially in today's time, there's always something that's going on. Um, but we like Rod Wave, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys. After hearing these allegations, I don't know. I don't know about Rod. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he's having a mental breakdown or what. I don't know if somebody is, stepping out on you. I think it's best to just leave that relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't have to be all this that it is. Very, very unnecessary, in my opinion. But I was talking to somebody on the phone just now, and they was like, we don't know what the female did. We don't know why he busted them shots off. And I'm like, you know what? That's actually a really good point because we weren't there and we really don't know all of the facts. But because Rod Wave, I don't know why I keep saying his name wrong. Because Rod is the most famous. And this happens with a lot of people. If you're famous, whatever situation you get caught in, that's the name they're gonna ride with because you are the big name in the situation. Okay, I'm gonna go into the food group and show you guys a little bit of food before we get into the content. Mhm. We're going. I did it too fast. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna share my screen with you guys and show you guys the food group. We're gonna look at some food before we get into the content, kind of get us warmed up. I didn't even have a chance to eat today because I woke up and I was like, I gotta get to live quickly. So I didn't have a chance to eat today, but that's okay. And honestly, sometimes when I wake up in the morning, I'm really not hungry right away. I kind of have to be up for a little bit before I eat. I do like to have my tea or have some coffee, but I typically don't eat like the first thing in the morning. I kind of wait a little bit. Okay, so here we go with the food group Foodiegang fan page. We just hit 3K members. This is us. This is us. Okay, happy Wednesday, foodies. What's your favorite food? Y'all already know what I'm gonna say. Y'all already know what I'm gonna say. My favorite food, hands down, would be have to be spaghetti. I just really love spaghetti, and I love that my kid likes it too. So then it's like I don't have to cook a bunch of different meals because she's eating what I'm eating, you know? So I really like spaghetti, and I feel like this spaghetti. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm like fidgeting with this device. I'm trying to get my other monitor up so I can look at myself. Um, Spaghetti is just really good. I really like spaghetti, and you can do a lot with spaghetti. It's very versatile because I have made a low carb spaghetti. I've made spaghetti with turkey. I've made spaghetti with beef. I've done ground beef and pork together. So I just like the flexibility in spaghetti. And it's something that I know that I can make that everybody's gonna like, you know? A second. Okay, so we're gonna see what they had to say in the group about what their favorite food is. Okay, so let's see what they got to say about their favorite food. Ooh, this looks really good. Ooh, Jim Pole, I think I'm saying it right. Said seafood. That looks like some salmon to me with roasted or sauteed veggies with looks like zucchini, cucumber, but the presentation is really good. I'm not sure what the sauce is, but I love the fact that she actually put a picture to it. We have meatloaf, baked mac and cheese, and green bean casserole. So, okay, so there are multiple ways to make mac and cheese. Go on, step over here. There are many ways to make mac and cheese. One of the ways that is very popular is the casserole style where you bake it. But when I worked in the kitchen, when we would make mac and cheese, we would always make a cheese sauce and then we would make noodles and then combine them. But like for the holidays in my household, we always did baked macaroni and cheese. I had never really had it with the cheese sauce, honestly, until I kind of like went and worked in the kitchen and all that stuff, and then I had to make it. But that cheese sauce is this is the one thing I would say about the cheese sauce. If you are working in an establishment, it is easier to hold the mac and cheese with the cheese sauce than it is to hold the casserole style. And I believe that's why we see, we see stovetop mac and cheese in the restaurant more because that's easier to hold. The baked one doesn't, you have to eat it right then and there. And Tom said, La Las. What? I wonder what that is. I have to comment later and say, what is that? I never heard of that. Dana said, pork steak, mashed potatoes, and corn on the cob. Shout out to the foodie gang because they be having like meals. It don't even be like they be having like meals out of their favorite. And you know what? That's how we do it. When we talk in great detail. They got meals over here. Okay, so let's see what else we got. Okay, so lamb kebabs. Those are good. Keith said, "Good morning, Letitia. My favorite food is meatloaf with mashed potatoes." Okay, there is a poll on the community tab of my YouTube channel, and I want to know what you guys want to eat for the season 3 finale. Ooh, okay. We don't have a Sam's Club anymore in Alaska, but we do have a Costco. And Costco does sell these chickens for like $5. Nothing like a $4.98 chicken from Sam's Club. Laugh a few days and make soup with the bones. Or last a few days and make soup with the bones. Still the best deal standing. Yes. These chickens, she's absolutely right. You can eat chicken, you can make a sandwich, and then you can make a soup with, and the flavor is always on point. Like, I have never had one of these chickens from Costco where it's like undercooked, not done right. One thing I would say is like they are very consistent with these chickens. But yeah, we don't have a Sam's Club, we only have Costco. It's so sad. I don't know what this is making Gajara from jasmine flower. You know the thing I love about this group is I be learning so much. I be learning about ingredients I never heard of before. Strawberries are rich in antioxidants, including vitamin C. These antioxidants protect cells from damage caused by free radicals, reducing the risk of chronic disease such as cancer and heart disease. See, that okay, that's a perfect looking strawberry. I think the problem is the stuff they be putting on our food. Ooh, I don't know about this, y'all. Okay, I did make tostadas the other day, but this is a grilled octopus tostada. I don't know about this one. I feel like it would be very, very chewy. I don't know about this one. I don't think I'm eating that. That's some weird looking sausage. How to cook chorizo di Cuba. I've never seen that before. But chorizo is really, really good. They use it a lot in like Hispanic foods for, like for breakfast. And when you go to like the Hispanic markets, you can buy chorizo from the butcher. Ooh, I don't know about them lettuce wraps. Tequila lime prawn lettuce taco. Okay, okay. Look, this is exactly why I say join the group. Good morning, steak and or good morning, steak and eggs. Ooh, I actually made steak and eggs here recently. And this looks like Taco Tuesday. One thing about Mr. P, he's always on time with the week. Okay, the day of the week. Okay, he got a whole system down. It looks like we have a biscuit. I think that's a Salisbury steak. Yes, I knew it. That's a Salisbury steak. We have mashed potatoes, a little bit of that gravy, green beans, and a dinner roll. This is a nice home cooked meal, and I keep seeing people make Salisbury steak. Oh, and shout out to Celeste. I'm also a member of our Foodiegang food panel that we have here on Sundays. Oh, that's tight how they stamped their logo into the bun. That's tight. I've never seen that before. Ooh, with them tots. Ooh, at this one job I used to work, they used to do like seasoned tots. So good. They would do like Cajun seasoning on them. So it was so delicious. Okay, this is important because food is expensive. Dang, but that's crazy. Like all our stuff's gonna be like $50. You only got four things. That's crazy. Oh, and the muffins, they don't belong. Sirloin steak with medium or sirloin steak medium and sides. Ooh, I love me some sushi. Do y'all remember when I talked about Keith Lee and the sushi incident that happened at Fob Sushi? He went and had sushi at a place. And y'all know Keith Lee be doing like food reviews. He went and reviewed it, right? The internet's undefeated. They looked back during the footage and they slowed it down, and there was something that was moving inside of the sushi. And TikTok found out about it. Turns out another girl had got sick from that sushi and she was in the hospital. It was a whole situation. Let me actually drop the link for that video. And her eating that sushi made me remind me of that. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Ever since I reported on that story, I have not eaten sushi. And every time I look at sushi, I think about that thing that was moving in his sushi. Okay, so what they were calling this story was Wormgate. Because what was in there? And hey, Fear No Mortals, how are you doing? How are you doing? And this video actually did really well, but this is the story about Keith Lee and the alleged worm in his sushi. Some people think it was a parasite. I don't know what it was, but I know one thing. Every time I look at sushi, I think about that parasite that was moving in Keith Lee sushi, and I it just turned me off. Now I feel like I'm scared to eat sushi. Look, okay, so here I'm gonna drop the link for this. I'm also gonna drop the link if anybody wants to come up and share, their thoughts about anything that's going on because it's freaking wild, and I'm so mad. They got Chris Brown locked up in Manchester. They got Rod Wave, accused of shooting somebody 14 times or shooting at the car 14 times. It's like, dang, they don't like Usher. It's like y'all taking down everybody. This is upsetting. But shout out to Fear No Mortals. Make sure y'all go and check out her YouTube channel. Um, and Fear No Mortals, I'm gonna have to make you a moderator over here. I just realized that you're not one, so that you can drop your link. She has a really great channel. But yes, they taking down all of our men, ladies. They don't like Usher. Every time Usher do something, they in the media. Um, oh, that is so funny. Y'all know who that is? Let me put my headphones on. Do y'all know who that is? That's Dr. Now. You know that show, 600 Pound Life or something like 600 Pound Life. You know what? On that show, he isn't even that mean. It's the YouTube clips that make him look like that. If you go watch the full videos, he's actually very nice. I'm like, dang. Yes. Fear No More said, thank you, 9-7. It's scary how everyone is getting caught up. Yes. And I didn't even get through with the list. I just stopped counting because it was so many people. Um, the one name that everybody knows right now on the tip of their tongue is Diddy. Diddy got caught up. They finna get Shannon Sharp, Rod Wave, Chris Brown. There's just a long list. But one thing we have to say is that I do definitely think that these people's actions are playing a very large part. And everyone needs to be accountable for their own actions. And right is right, wrong is wrong. When you bust off them 14 shots in that woman's car, you was wrong. It is not funny because she probably was so scared for her life. I know I would be terrified. But it's like at the same time, we need to hold these people accountable for even putting themselves in these situations. Because some of it, a lot of it is can be avoided. It really can. Okay, I'm gonna drop this link. I'm gonna put that disclaimer up, and then we're gonna get into the content. The first thing we're gonna talk about is raw wave. We got Rod Wave come to the front of the congregation. I have Look is TJ. We're gonna start with him, and then hey Emperor, how are you doing? We're gonna start with Look is TJ, his commentary, and then we're gonna just go from there. And you know those. We're also gonna talk about the 10 inmates who escaped a New Orleans jail. They escaped a couple of days ago, and I actually played you guys the video. But since then, there have been a lot of breaking developments. One of the things I never thought about was the victims. Some of the victims had to go into hiding and they were scared for their lives. And when we hear that the inmates escaped, we don't ever think about the victims. I never did. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Until I was watching the video and he was talking about the victims, and we heard from some of the victims. And these guys, they didn't just rob grandma that was crossing the street. They had some serious crimes. We're talking about unaliving people, robbing people at gunpoint. Like they was doing some serious stuff. And that is exactly why there's a manhunt out for them, and they are not playing. Hey, Emperor, you know, we love Emperor and Fear No More is over here, YouTube royalty. And she said, I do too. We can't just blame it on taking the black man. Yeah, sick of it. Sick of it. Where is that? The problem is, y'all not holding yourselves accountable, so nothing changes. And then you wind up in the same situation. You're like, oh, it's trying to take us down. No, y'all taking yourselves down with the foolishness. But we're going to let y'all play in our face, like Megan said. Oh, y'all. We're waiting to see when Megan will get locked up. Because she getting locked up. Yes, that jailbreak is heavy. Sorry, I still got a little cough. Yes, it sure is. And they knew immediately that somebody from the jail helped them escape because the toilet has running water. The toilet is bolted down to the ground. So they knew immediately that it was an inside job. And then that's crazy, right? The workers are helping the prisoners escape. You know what I say? Send them over to El Salvador. They ain't escaping that one. They ain't escaping out of El Salvador. Put them in there. I look. They need some straightening clearly anyway. But let me this video. I don't know what this symbol is that he be having on his videos. I don't know what it is. We're gonna go to. Okay. Yeah, go to his face. I don't know what that symbol. That could be his logo. And Empress said they're not gonna lock up Megan. Remember what I said yesterday? She's a woman, double standard. Very true. But one thing I will say, Emperor, is that women are outraged with Megan as well. And Emperor, you could be right. They might just hit her with a fine. I do think that her career is definitely going to be in jeopardy. But we saw, like with the Chris, we've seen people come back. So there's always a little bit of hope there. And Empress said, yeah, they told the employee either shut down the water or get shanked. That's what I heard too. I would have said, go ahead and shake me up. Because I already know if I let y'all 10 inmates out, convicted murderers and all that stuff out, I'm going to get in trouble. Now that that worker is in jail on some serious charges. But Empress said, nah, her record label is gonna spin this and promote her career. Now that is a true possibility. We're gonna see. But let me go into this video, y'all, and we're gonna see what's going on with Rod Wave. And yeah. And let me get the fair use up there. And this is Look is TJ. I really like his content. And he produces very videos all the time. All the time. But let's get into the video. Let's see what Rod Wave got going on.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. It got to be something in the air. First, we had EDG and Halle. Then you had Scott Jackson and her little thug baby daddy. And now we got Rod Wave. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I know this might sound crazy. This whole situation, I must say, there's a positive out of it. That next album or that next song is gonna be crazy. But hey, y'all rappers got to get checked, man. And y'all men, it's time for y'all to get some type of straightening, bro, because this is becoming unacceptable and this is just disgusting at this point. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Man, what is good, YouTube? Y'all already know who it is, bro. It's Look is Jay here, y'all. Back with another video, man. And today, y'all, we got a crazy and wild video to talk about. Now, it seems like in today's classroom, y'all, we got Mr. Rod Wave on the roster. Yes, y'all, we got Mr. Rod Wave on the roster. And it seems like right now he's been trending over social media because he got arrested today in release. And there's an allegedly he was arrested for letting off shots into his girlfriend G-Wagon. Now, we're going to talk about it because I got the paperwork, plus I got the charges, man. But before we do it real quick, because I don't want to make this video long at all, just hit that like button, you feel me? And comment, tap in down below, and also smash the notification bell. So for one, I can keep y'all updated on this situation. And also, bro, y'all can just be notified anytime I drop a video in general, bro. Now, as I said, bro, we got Mr. Rod Wave on the roster. Yes, y'all, we got Florida rapper Rod Wave on the roster. Y'all know one of the dopest artists to come from this generation. We got him on the roster today, man, and today it is not a good look. Now, as y'all see on the screen, there's been reports going around all on social media. They said that today Rod Wave was arrested on multiple charges in Atlanta, but he was also released on bond. Now, if you look at the charges, the first thing you see is aggravated assault, possession of firearm or knife during commission or attempt to commit certain felonies, pointing or aiming a blick at another, reckless conduct, criminal damage to property, second degree.
Now, are y'all going to say that this is taking a black man down, or are y'all going to hold him accountable? There is absolutely no excuse for this, in my opinion. And accountability needs to be taken. I don't know if Rod Wave was like on some type of substances or if he was drunk. I don't know what the heck is going on. And Fear No More said, I don't know what happened with the inmates. That's why I like to report on certain stories, even if they're like a couple days old, because we have a lot of stuff going on, and you guys may have missed it. So the inmate thing, it is recent, happened this week, but there's a lot of updates, and there's 10 inmates. So we're going down, they went down the criminal history of all of them, the victims. It's a big story. This is not going to be the first and last time. Well, this is going to be the first time, but this ain't going to be the last time that we are going to report on the inmates, because some of them are still on the loose, which is very scary to have a convicted N-word on the loose in your city. And I was so scared. Um, And then Parley, or friend, Empress said Parley, Shocking the Fear. 5 of them are captured, the other 5 are still loose. Very scary. Very scary. And one of them had like 10, not 10, 4 unalivings. And one of them was convicted in 2024. So that victim's family was so scared. They were calling everybody in their family and they went in hiding. Can you imagine if last year somebody got convicted of unaliving one of your family members, and then in that same, or like less than a year later, they break free and they escape? Oh my gosh. Sue the city. Sue the city. This is that I would just be so scared. Every time we gotta hold this ninja camera. Yeah, Rod Wave is dead wrong. No excuse. And if the girl is cheating on you, take your car back and go on about your day. Now the car may have bullets in it. um, and a few of the Empress said a few of them are repeats. Fitness they have deleted quite a few. Yes, and you know what? I can't wait to get to the inmate story. Um, some of them are young and didn't even have that bad of charges, but now that you broke out of prison, this is the biggest prison escape they're saying in U.S. history. Or I could have it wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, Emperor. Repeat offenders, but now that you try to escape, you're there. Yeah, they're gonna make it really hard on you. Yes, that's the story that I think I'm talking about. He was convicted in like 2024, and then you break out in 2025. He's gonna have a long time in prison. He's gonna have a long time in prison. Cause now they finna lock you up for real, for real. Now you're going to maximum. Yes, Emperor. One of them was an escape artist, and he had escaped from prison a few times. And guess what? They put him on the first floor with a bunch of other inmates in the same cell. We need to hold New Orleans jail accountable, and we need to hold Rod Wave accountable during this live stream because this is unacceptable. Okay, back to Rod Wave though. Do you guys think that Rod Wave can come back from this?
While for obstruction of law enforcement officers, misdemeanor, tampering with evidence, felony, possession of firearm or knife during commission of or an attempt to commit certain felonies, simple assault, reckless conduct, criminal damage to property, second degree again, the same charge from the first time again, and tampering with evidence again, and then also conspiracy to commit a felony. Now, as y'all,
Dang, did all that happen in that one crime? It sure did, man. They throwing the book at Rod Wave. I don't know. And when you're sitting at somebody's car, you have a possibility of being able to get everybody, anybody. He could have really have hurt innocent bystanders. Okay, if somebody does cheat on you and you send off 14 shots in their way, are we not even? Like, or is the score unsettled? Because you shot at me 14 times, I just cheat on you. I feel like that's really equal.
and then also conspiracy to commit a felony. Now, as y'all see, bro, you feel me? He is booked on multiple charges. Now, one thing I do want to say before we even get into this video, something that threw me off crazy, bro. This nigga is 5'8", 300 pounds, bro. That is near obesity. This nigga's a bowling ball. Like, bro, y'all be looking up to these rappers and looking up to these people, and bro, they have nothing to offer besides money and they talent, bro. Like, what? Now they said he was released on bond, so that's good. But obviously, man, this is something to not play around with. These are some serious charges. Now, after the news that came out, I was like, dang, another rapper in jail. It ain't no murder. It ain't no, you feel me? Like, it ain't one super, super serious charge in my eyes. He'll be home soon. But this is what things got ugly. Now, right now, paperwork is floating around, and they're saying that pretty much the aim in the gun or whatever was actually at his girlfriend. Now, if y'all don't know, man, Rod Wave is dating / I guess, man, I don't know what you want to call it, man, Miss Mini Barbie. Now, a lot of y'all may know her from back in the day. I know her from when she was a little girl rapping, and she used to be real popular on YouTube, but now she's some little fine shit. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm gonna call it for what it is, but right now they're saying that, things got ugly in the paperwork is searching all on the internet. Now, they're saying this whole thing started over a verbal disagreement, and then this what happened. Now, the crazy thing about it is that this actually happened last month. They're saying they even got video evidence of Rod Wave doing it. Now, the paperwork says at 21 hours, Mr. Green, Miss
Well, that happened last month, so I wonder why it came out today. But I'm gonna be real with y'all. She looks like the average OF model, the average Instagram model, and we always want to downplay these people's like the pool that they have. We always want to downplay like what they got going on. But one thing we can say, two things for certain, three for sure, is that these men are losing their minds over these OF Instagram models that everybody looks down on. They doing something right. Because y'all out here losing your mind, losing your sense over these women. What is going on, Drip? What is going on? I did not know we were going to be going live today, but we back. I had a we're back. Yes, fear. They talking so bad on these people, but if these people were so bad, so insignificant, would they be taking down all these powerful people, as y'all want to say? Or but that's a whole nother conversation. But y'all better stop underestimating your opponent. And cause they doing something. They pulling at your heartstrings. They got your mind messed up. Y'all not being honest. You need to take some accountability. Rod Wave, you dead wrong. And then you gonna laugh. It be crazy to me how these people be shooting so much and don't hit nothing. Um, I'm not saying that I want him to hit her, but it's like, dang, you shot 14 times and you didn't hit nothing. You need to stop. You need to stop. I mean, you're really putting a lot of people in danger by being so reckless. Let's get back into the video and let's see what else TJ got to say or Jay got to say.
Andrews and Mr. Green's associate are then observed walking out of the residence. Mr. Green and the associate are both carrying bags and what appears to be a box from the resident as Miss Andrews follows. There is no audio with the video, but it appears that Miss Andrews and Mr. Green are in a verbal argument, and it appears that Miss Andrews yells at Mr. Green, which is obviously Rod Wave, y'all. Mr. Green then pulls out a Glock 20 10mm pistol from under his left.
What? Drip, what is going on? What's going on, Drip?
Hey, what up, though? I'm doing alright, though.
Yeah, how are you doing? How are you doing? You want to tell us about your channel before we get into the question?
So basically, on my page, where I do UK hip hop content, music related stuff, I do voiceover content. So I talk over clips and I explain different aspects of the UK hip hop culture. Because there's more to the culture than it's one culture at the end of the day, but there's more to that one culture within. There's many cultures within that one thing, and there's more to it than people actually think. It's just that some things just get pushed out more, and there are other aspects that people don't know.
Yes, very true. Y'all make sure y'all check out his channel. Drip, I don't know how long you were listening for, but how do you feel about Rod Wave allegedly shooting at his girlfriend 14 times?
Wow, that's sad though. That's sad though. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, and you know how like Tory Lanez was stabbed 14 times? There are certain situations I feel like are overkill. 14 shots? Or, that's unnecessary.
Wow. Also, though, you did mention about the OF thing, though. I heard about it, though. You did mention that part, though. I mean, look, let's say it's partly true about that, though. At the end of the day, these guys are the ones who chose it, though. Whether it's true or not, though, let's just say, I'm just saying the full responsibility is on the guy, though. He chose it. Yes, they have a part to play, of course. Everyone's responsible for their own actions, though. But them guys, though, are actually the ones responsible first, because they're the ones who chose that, though.
I agree with you 100%. And I just want to make it clear, I don't know if she works for OFs per se, but I use that example because we are seeing a lot of OF models taking down these people, but I don't really feel like they're taking them down because it's like you walk into the trap. If I go outside and I walk into the trap, then do I blame who trapped me when I saw it, knew about it, and walked into the trap?
Yeah, but I wouldn't say it's them taking them down. I feel like it's
Yeah.
probably the person's rep though that basically dragged them down though as well. Like they had a part to play though, but I probably feel like the person's reputation is the reason they fell down in the first place though. Because they're the ones who are responsible for their own actions, and basically though their actions which they've repeatedly done multiple times though and never got caught that time eventually will catch up to them at some point though. So they're responsible.
Oh,
Yeah, so
I
look, they
definitely
may
get what
have a
you're saying.
part to play. I won't deny that though, but I'm trying to say they have a part to play. However, the full responsibility is on the guy who did that in the first place. They have a part to play, of course, whether, look, I'm not denying they don't have a part. They do have a part, but the responsibility is on that person, though. Because think about it this way: their rep can just catch up to them eventually. May not happen then. It'll happen then. It'll happen now.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what, Drip? I just feel like we're not seeing a lot of accountability. But what we are seeing is a lot of blame. And I think that's because it's
Mhm.
easier to blame someone else than it is to take accountability for your actions.
Yeah, but also, I probably have to say this as well to me that I don't call out or demean other people's sin because I could commit worse sins than the person that actually committed that sin, though. And that's why I don't do that though, because you're not supposed to do that though. If you do that though, it comes back to you. So I'm not do. I never do that though. I give perspective though, or I give thought, but I'm not actually, judging a person about that though, because I could commit something worse than them.
That is true. I'm not judging him. I'm giving my opinion. And Fear said he must have been letting out warning shots because there is no way. Yeah, 14 shots. I'm curious to know, like, what was hit? Like, dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You
This is
have.
just based on what I kind of know right now, though, and what I heard though when I came in. This is just something based on that. Though I might know more afterwards, though. But wow, 14 shots is crazy, man.
Yes, and then how do you guys feel? And yes, for no more those, I do. How do you guys feel about him being able to bond himself out?
Mhm. Yeah, I get that though. Yeah, yes, he does though. Just like basically, I call my followers drip squad though, because I have a squad around me, and I'm the drip king. So basically, though, we're a squad though.
Um, okay, Drip King. Y'all follow Drip, subscribe to his YouTube channel. I feel like Rod Wave, that would seem like a very violent offense. And for him to be able to bond out, I don't know. I don't think he should be locked in jail with no bond, but you need to spend at least a week in jail before you get bond.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
in
but
this
okay, I'm thinking though, why'd he
funny.
do that in the first place?
I don't know, Drake. That's a great question. And then it's like, wait, where do you go from here? After you do this over a female, do you keep dating? Like, you clearly need to work on yourself. But
Yeah, but that's the thing
so
though.
let's pull this video back up. We're gonna get into this some more, and maybe somebody I want to know why too. Like, why do you do all that?
Well, I probably say that as well though with these guys as well. They attract that energy to them though, actually, to be honest, man. To be real, they actually attract that energy to them though. Because what they put out is what they get back. So if they're actually thinking it and manifesting that type of thing subconsciously though, they're gonna basically get what they get. I ain't wishing the worst case though, but it's true though. Trying to put out good stuff so I get good stuff back though. That's what I think.
I agree with you on that. It's like you got to put out positive energy. But when you know, you get all this money, you got to be careful. Because, yeah, you can get a whole bunch of girls, but does that mean you should? Do you
Mm-hmm.
think that that's. And then, I didn't know this, but there's apparently some other baby mamas. She like Rod Wave, and I'm kind of really sad about this because I've never really heard anything about him. I
I've
was
heard
like, this
about
gonna
it
make me
though.
look at him with the side eye.
Wow. His personal stuff, I've not heard about him that much though. Musically, I've heard about him though.
Yeah, I agree. He's kind of like been out of, the forefront. We haven't heard anything about him. But let's get back into this video
Okay.
and we're gonna learn some more, I guess. Y'all hit the like button.
On that he is taken from the resident as he walks through the garage courtyard. He opens fire at Miss Andrew Mercedes G-Wagon, firing 14 rounds in total, emptying the pistol magazine. Miss Andrews 2025 Mercedes G-Wagon was struck by 11 rounds, with 1 round struck Mr. Green.
What? He emptied the round? Now that's crazy. Yeah, I don't think you should be able to get bond immediately after. But you emptied the round? That is like, dang, you got a lot of hate in your heart. You fired 14 rounds into the truck, emptying the pistol's magazine. Dang. Okay, so Miss Andrews' 2025 G-Wagon was struck by 11 rounds. 1 round struck Mr. Green's car. That's how mad he was. He shot his own car. How dumb. Ooh, y'all need some anger management out here. Y'all need some anger management out here.
Green's 2022, and obviously that was like a car or something. Now the crazy thing about this is that literally you can see a picture of her in the G-Wagon. If I'm mistaken, Rod Wave was the one that bought her the G-Wagon. Now this is crazy because I never think I'll see something like this coming from Rod Wave, but I don't really put nothing past no celebrity. I think everybody got their own problems. We are human, but also it's wild because y'all know his baby mama that's been just literally going viral for just being his baby mama and being a woman supposed to be after they move on. She be all on Twitter just twerking and living her life, traveling as she should. She got kids by Rod Wave. I think she the one that got twins by Rod Wave. Now y'all know she even alleged that Rod Wave put hands on her, and it was so crazy that the baby mama, Miss D or whatever her name, Pretty D, was going back and forth with Minnie Barbie on Twitter like some months ago, and they were going back and forth over a dude that's both treating them wrong. Now this was crazy about women, Brand. This what throws me off, right? Rod Wave, I'm almost 100% sure he bought her that G-Wagon because I remember seeing like a video of him allegedly buying her G-Wagon. He always give her cash, buy a purse, give her the life she want. But this is what people don't understand, bro. Most of these rappers, not all be terrible people. Like in no world really, unless you just a super rich athlete, it's rare. You're not going to be able to get all that come with that lifestyle and have no problems. Like, I'm sorry to say, y'all, in this world, when it's too good to be true, it is. When a rapper is giving you cars and money and purses whenever you ask, and like however you want it, whenever you want, 9 times out of 10, bro, that comes with a price. And I ain't saying literally, y'all know he probably cheating on you, he probably mistreating you. That's just how it goes, and you got this man that's literally firing shots at you. He's a dangerous individual. But this is what throws me off about women, right? Women love pushing this propaganda, especially our women. Oh, I need a nigga that make this my money. I want to be treated like a queen. Bust me down and blank. Give me this, that. Give me this purse. Give me a Birkin, this and that. And they praise the lifestyle and they aspire to be a person that get with a rapper. But people don't think outside the material stuff, bro. These people be terrible people. Now this is all alleged, even though they say they got actual footage of it. I'm just saying this to say, bro, I'm not surprised. It's the same old story, just a different rapper. You feel me? And it's just crazy because you would think women are smart enough, and they are. A lot of women know what type of dudes these people be. They know what type of character these rappers are, but they don't care because they want to just look good on social media, bro. Social media effing y'all heads up, bro. The average person is not giving you whenever you want, however you want, whenever you want it, and it don't come with a price. You feel me? He gonna do what he want to do. He gonna put hands on it. That's just how it goes. You feel what I'm saying? It's rare where a dude is just doing all that and then nothing else come behind it, bro. Because we live in a real world, bro. You know, we all got problems. It's a crazy situation. I thank God, you know, she didn't lose her life. You know, thank God. But hopefully they'll wake her stupid ass up a little bit. You know, hopefully she wakes up and see like, okay, this is not a great person. Like, it's nothing that, in my opinion, you can't come back from that. Like, I feel like once a man blow a blick at a woman when she's in life threatening situations, ain't no coming back from that. Yeah, we all make mistakes in that, but if somebody almost took my life, I'm not a person like, if a female ever was just toxic and almost took my life, I don't care if that was the old you. We're never getting back together. Like, no, you need help, like real help outside this relationship. The relationship is the last thing you should be worried about. You feel what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, they got video of him doing that, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. He may have to sit down for a little bit. You feel me? As he should, bro, because y'all be wilding. Nah, it's stamped, bro.
I think that he is right. We do have to be realistic about what we are talking about, and sometimes
Mm,
for certain things, but he's right. That doesn't mean that that person is a good person because they have a lot of money.
yeah, that is true though. It's also probably how they built that though, as part of the foundation, you know. You know how the foundation is though. Certain type of lifestyle do come with a cost though. It all comes with a price.
And that too. And it's like, just because
Yeah,
somebody has
because
a
if
good
you just
career, they're
present,
famous, and it all looks good, that don't mean that they are a good partner. And so we got to not be caught up in the glitz and glam.
mm-hmm. Probably it's also the mental aspects too.
That is true too. And we have to think, what has a person been through? Because that matters a lot. If you're going through a
Mm-hmm.
lot of it's going to be hard for you to be in a relationship.
Yeah, that is true though. Depending where they're from and stuff like that. I'm not saying the area matters though, just the way they grew up and what type of foundation though they probably had when they're younger. I guess it's also the if you built if they built the foundation of haram money though, it's eventually gonna collapse at some point though.
That is true, but Ron Wave, he's more so like a singer. He has like a
No, he's more
flow.
like both.
Huh?
I think he's more like both though. He sings and he raps though. He's got that type of
Yeah. It's like a flow. It's a very unique style, and he has a song, Green Light. He has a song, The Cuban Links with Kevin Gates, but he has kind of like you said, rapping and singing kind of a flow. And his music, everyone liked it. But now that I think about it, I don't know if he's released music in a while. But one thing I would say, Drip, everyone acts like they don't want a partner and they just want to be out here doing whatever they doing. And then you see situations like this where he's shooting at the car all these times. It's like clearly you want a wife and a partner, but the type of people that you're looking for that in, that's not what they're there for. They're there for money.
Mm-hmm.
So I also feel like that's going on too. It's like people is looking in
Do
the wrong
you
place.
think? Wait, this comment right here. Do you think it's drugs? There are people out there acting crazy. I mean, that does have a part to play though, but it's not solely the drugs only though. I wouldn't say it's just not solely though. But I mean, it's like part of it though. But I wouldn't say solely though. The person mentally as well though. Whether they're on it or not though, you can also say some people mentally actually are the same person. Though. It ain't right though. But I'm just saying it does have a part to play, but it's not the sole reason though.
I agree with you, Drip, and I agree with you also, Fear, because it is scary what's going on with the drugs. And you're seeing people younger and younger, and you can get in a relationship with someone and not know that they had a prior drug history, and then they can relapse. It's very scary out here in today's time. And I'm not sure what time this
He has
attack
a
or
point. I
this
won't
situation
deny that.
occurred at, but kinda like am hoping that Rod Wave was on something, because if you did this and you're in a sober state of mind, that's even more wild.
Mm-hmm.
At least you be like I was drunk or something. But and then this really ain't cool. Like I think his kids, he may have family members that are females. You would never want your little cousin or your little niece to be going through this with no man.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's not right. Like, and it's like how do you call yourself a man when you're doing this? And then we have to think, because
Yeah, I've actually got
Rod
the real.
keep saying his
Sorry.
name. I say Rod, y'all. I keep saying Wayne Rod. Do you guys feel like he has a history of domestic violence against women based off of what we're seeing now?
I don't know how that. I don't know. Not gonna probably deny that. I'm not denying it, but I'm just being real honest. Though I don't know. You know, there's more that I don't know, man. I'll be honest with you. Probably gonna have to find that out
Look,
together. Because
I
I
don't
don't know.
know
I'm not gonna
either,
deny that.
but
Maybe. Right?
Rod, it's hard to defend you right now, is what I will say. It's very hard to defend you, Rod, because this is not okay. And this makes it look like you be harming women.
Mm, actually, though, I've actually wondered though, what was he like before he was famous? Though that's the real question.
Didn't he used to work at Burger King and he got famous because he was singing at Burger King and someone did a video? Ain't that right, Wave? And
Probably.
so he probably was down to earth. But you know what? You're right, Drip. We don't know who this man was growing up. We don't know who he is now, really. All we know is that he has money and he's a musician. A lot of people are
Mm,
seeing that and going in. But like
well,
TJ said,
wait, maybe he let
or
that go to his head though.
I feel like a lot of people do. Once they, I mean, I've never experienced
Me
power
neither
and
though.
money like that. I don't know if I'll lose my mind. I don't know how we would act.
Okay, I get you on that. For me, I've experienced the money part though. I'd probably say I've experienced the wealth part though, because I'm actually well taken care of and I got everything I need though. Pretty much living in luxury, if I had to be honest though. You know?
Hmm.
I experienced
Yeah,
the wealth part though, but the power part, doubt that. I don't know
and the
about the power, but
fame.
I know about the wealth.
And I think the fame is what getting people like going like cuckoo, because it's like everywhere you go, people are bowing down to you. They're crying when they see you. They're praising you. So I think it's that fame aspect too that is
Yeah,
getting to a lot of people. But you're right. We really don't know who Rod Wave is. All we know is that he was singing and rapping and he got money. Those
yeah, but
alone will
actually
make him a
though,
target.
we don't know. What about I wonder what his actual friends before, his childhood friends when he grew up though, because I'm sure though he ain't friends with them no more. I wonder what his childhood friends really think of him though. Like basically when the cameras ain't rolling, when no one else is seeing what he's doing, I wonder what he's really like behind all that though, before he became famous. And also about his mother or something like that. I wonder what his mother thinks of him.
Yeah, like what was his family dynamic? Okay, in response to me saying, I don't know what I'm gonna do if I get rich and famous. Fear said I'm gonna get millions and start flying in the male escorts. Look,
Mm,
no paid workers, because if you pay somebody to do a service, they don't really care for you. They don't trust you. There is no
it's a
loyalty. They gonna be on that stand with the right hand, telling on you like they telling on Diddy.
Okay. I mean, look, I get you on that, though. I mean, look, let me think for a minute. Yeah, actually, got a point. I got, and there's this one artist I know. His name's SPK Soundboy Killer. Though basically, what he's doing, though, he's famous now. Though he's really young. He's basically my age, though. He's a UK rapper, famous my age, though. He was 14, when he got on SBTV doing grams. So 10 years he's been doing this thing now for crime though, and he made a name for himself, and he's really talented though. And I know how he says he's been through so much that, like, clearly if he sees Japan vlogs and stuff like that, he's toured other places though, but he's currently right now in Japan. Other than doing the music thing, he's just going around, you know, in Japan though, and he's independent though. Going around in Japan, basically, spending his time there though. Says that he's been through so much though, and he's basically down to earth. He's real and everything like that though. He's not that kind of industry type thing. He was probably there in the industry, but then he probably, he didn't just go along with what they were going on with though. He's like literally though. When you actually check him out, you'll actually know what I'm saying. Oh wow, man. I don't know. It can only change. My point is though, it can only change you if you let it change you. If you let it corrupt you, though. Nothing wrong with changing to improve, but it only changes you if you let it.
Yes, or like you said, what if you was already a bad person before, and then they hit you with the millions and the fame?
Yeah,
It's
who knows?
like
What if
it.
the
And
person
fears
was
that
bad and that money just amplified it even further? Some people, though, you never know. Man, you don't know what some people are right now nowadays, man. You don't know.
yes, and it's so scary. And then fear said, "Did you see what some of them workers look like? Girl, they was picking anybody. Look, you been hired because they were going for anybody, everybody. Okay, we all could have been there if we wanted to be, but we don't. We got morals. We're not selling our soul for nothing. Okay."
I ain't selling my
Um,
soul though. Man, I ain't selling my soul though. Whatever it though.
me,
That's the I
look,
could have done. I could have been in the industry when I was younger, but my parents didn't really make me do that though. My parents just kept me and kept me with them though until if I want to get into it myself when I'm older though. I'm like 23 now though, and I do have dreams to get in there though. But I'd rather be management or behind the scenes type thing. I don't want to be the artist though. Don't think I want to be the artist.
yeah, and you know what? I thought about it. I'd rather be a YouTuber because we have a little bit more control of our
Same,
content. Whereas when you go into the industry, it's cutthroat game. Cutthroat game. I'm trying to
mm,
be a YouTuber because I think the
I
YouTubers
just look,
are really have it the
same.
best out here because you own your content too.
Same. I mean, look, I get you on that though. Of course, I wanted to do it. You know what? I didn't get to tell you as well. I actually wanted to do content when I was 13, but my parents did not allow me back then, no, because I was 13 years old and I got though as well. So I wasn't allowed to do it in that time, no. But then when I became 21, that's when I changed to the creator, no. They were cool until 21 to allow me to do that, but before they were just like, nah.
And hey, Enlightened, what is TDS syndrome? What is that?
Wait,
Teach
what is
me.
that?
Hmm.
Okay, look, listen, I'm not paying my money for someone. I can get at the corner store. Okay.
I agree with you, Fear, but one thing we can say, some of these sex workers be looking beat down. They got a roster of
Mm,
clients. I feel like it's a power aspect. The fact that you're paying somebody for a service, I don't know, but these workers, it was weird. It's like one dude looked like he was like Albanian or something. I don't know what's going on with the whole Diddy thing. And it's too wild to even talk about here, and it's nasty. It's a stomach turner. I'm
mm,
gonna listen to a little bit. I'm like, all right, I'll come back tomorrow. Y'all just gross me out.
wow, for real though? For real? Wow, man.
But there's just so much going on, and I'm gonna say this, what I've always been saying. It all started with Cat Williams. Ever since he said that statement, and the world could have been wrong before, I don't know. But it seems like ever since he sat on that couch and said what he said, Everything's just falling apart, left and right. People, Rod
Mm,
Wave, we nothing
well,
about you in a
you got a
minute.
point though.
You're coming out here, but
Even
go ahead.
the host, I was gonna say, you got a point. Even the host of the platform himself got exposed too, though. Guess that's why you gotta be careful, though. Why you do that type of thing. It's one thing given perspective. Not talking of one thing given perspective, but you're not supposed to call out a demean other sin, though, because the same thing can come back to you. I ain't trying to get that back on me, though. I don't want, and I don't want to be exposed like that. That's why I basically do the try to be as positive as possible so I can get good things though, not bad things.
And Rip, I'm so glad you're here because you brought up a great point. After Cat Williams said that statement, the host of the show is going through it. And this is why we need to remain humble. Because anything can happen in a second and you could be on the bottom. But when you start thinking you're bigger than the program or you're better than people because you have money, life life and God will humble you. Okay?
Mhm.
You guys are not invincible out here. And then Fears that yes, I think he knew people were about to go down. And you know what? I was looking back at it, I was watching a clip of something, and Cat Williams said a specific statement. And he said, I don't mess with white women because they can ruin and take down your life. And I'm paraphrasing here. Shannon Sharp laughed and kept doing what he was doing. And you know what's crazy? The woman that's taking him down happens to be a white woman. It's like, and then Monique came up there. Everybody was trying to help Shannon, but Shannon didn't want to get help.
Yeah.
They was dropping
I
them
gotta be
clues.
also saying that as well, though. I guess though that's not just the person though. I don't think it's just the person though that can actually drag you down. It's also the person themselves though. Their own reputation. You never know, right? Their own reputation in the past though can drag them down. Because sometimes it depends what they did in the past though. That same thing can just haunt them though. It's like basically they're chained to the past though. You know.
Yes, absolutely true. And then, and like I said, nobody's untouchable. Fear said absolutely. And Shannon Sharp said he wanted to date his wage. So everything and that's another first thing. Self accountability. But let's get back into the Rod Wave, and I'm gonna play another video talking about the Rod Wave situation, and hopefully we'll learn a little bit more because the story, honestly, is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But let's get back into this.
And released from Fulton County today. Now, for some reason, there are media sources alleging that Rod Wave was arrested for allegedly firing.
Okay, we got somebody up here. What's going on, Fear?
Hey,
How are you doing? How are you doing?
hey, I'm good. I just wanted to come and touch on this real quick. I think it's very interesting. Like, I don't know much about the Rod Way, but I heard you say that he shot 14 times and didn't even hit nobody. I'm like, you were just wasting bullets at this time. Not that I wanted her to get hit, but you out here playing games, trying to scare people, and now you done got yourself in trouble. I think it's crazy. That's why I said, do these people because in Hollywood, a lot of them indulge in different things. So I'm just like, what are they all getting high on? Like, nobody ever heard of anything called Tucci or whatever it is in the pink bag, the pink stuff in the pink bag to the last couple years. Like, what is this stuff? How can you mix all this stuff? It's crazy to me. You would think that if you're doing all this, you'll be laid out somewhere, and then they have to get IVs and stuff to get themselves back together. Like, who wants to go through all of that? Girl, it's
I
weird.
know.
It's weird. I'm like, I don't want to get
Don't
high
seem
that bad.
enjoyable.
I'm telling you. And then you was exactly right. That's why I came up here, because Kat pretty much laid out the whole foundation, and pretty much I felt like was trying to warn Shannon Sharp. Of course, we didn't see it coming then, but then now that we look at it and we play it back, it's just like he pretty much said everything. Leave the white. I don't mess with the white woman because it's too much trouble. And we know that just judging throughout history. If you a black man and a white girl point the finger, I mean, we know how this goes down. You know what I mean? And whether it's a setup or not, if it's a shakedown, that's fine. Could very well be, but look at the odds here, people. Look at the odds, It's proven. So that's why I say in some instances, I don't necessarily feel sorry for certain people because it's just like you got to be smarter than that at some point. We've seen this over and over again. I think the people that are inside the business and inside of Hollywood, and I think they talk to each other. Now, us normal people won't know what's going on because we're the outsiders, you know what I mean? But they got their own specific clubs of the people that are in the business, and people talk just like us normal folks talk. They out there talking, they're running their mouth. Did you hear? I heard such and such is about to go down, and the word gets around. So, I think that's what's going on. But
Okay.
thanks for having me up here, 907. You do a good job reporting.
Yes, anytime you're definitely welcome. Shout out to NF. Definitely welcome anytime. And you made some good points, Fear. And I'm so glad that there's level-headed people and not just being like, oh, it's all women or all men. No. It's about personal accountability. We judge
Right.
based off of that story, not off of a gender.
Yeah, that's what I feel too. Well, should I say, I think it's crazy to just try to point the finger at one specific person where it's like, no, both of these people are shady. It doesn't matter whether it's a man or a woman. Like, they both need to get it together. You know what I mean? And so I think we kind of have to be balanced in that way.
Exactly.
But I'm gonna stay up here for a little bit and then I have to get going. But let's hear about, because I don't know anything about these inmates except for what y'all saw. I don't know nothing about the Rodway. I'm learning all this on your show today. I've been
Well, I'm
following
glad
the
that you
Denny.
came up here, and there's just a lot going on. I'm gonna play a little bit of the Rod Wave, and then we're gonna get into the inmates so that you can see a little bit of that footage before you have to head out.
Okay.
Okay.
Firing 14 shots into his girlfriend, Minnie Barbie's G-Wagon. Now, it's looking like he was arrested with 14 different charges by the Fulton County Sheriff's Office and released the same exact date. Now, we finna get off into this thing. Now, just in case people who care about their booking number is 2509215. Now, Rondreas, I think that's how you say his name, Marcel Green, that's his name. Now, they got him listed as a 5'8", 300-pound black. Oh, Lord Jesus. Jesus Christ. Like, come on, he ain't no 300 pounds. Why y'all doing that to him? Now, as it is, we're being reported, man, they say he locked up for aggravated assault, possession of a firearm or knife during the commission or of an attempt to commit certain felonies, which they say is a felony, pointing or aiming a gun or a pistol at somebody else, reckless conduct, criminal damage to property in the second degree, willful obstruction of law enforcement officers, a misdemeanor, tampering with evidence, a felony, possession of a firearm.
So as y'all can see, they hit Rod Wave with a list of charges, as they should.
That's a lot.
Because if you're gonna come out here and harm a woman, anybody's fair game. You get anybody.
I probably feel like his rep.
Go ahead,
What did you
Rhea.
say, Drip?
Okay, I was gonna say, I think partly I feel like it's his rep though. Like, who knows, his reputation in the past, just because we haven't seen it though, who knows though. His own rep is catching up with him though. It's not just the lifestyle though. I wouldn't say just the race of the person though as well. I also say the person's own actions though can also lead to their own downfall. Because you yourself is also your own downfall too though. Because they're also responsible. Yes, a lot of things though, have a part to play, but they're not the sole reason why the person's downfall is happening. The person's downfall truly happening is the person themselves too, because the person themselves is responsible for their own action. No one can make you do anything you don't want to do. You're responsible for your own thing.
Yes, I completely agree with you. We're gonna get into the inmate situation, so because fear wants to see a little bit of this. Y'all ready for it? And we can always
Mhm.
come back to the Rod Wave, and I'm sure that there will be more going on with Rod Wave because it's all just kind of new.
Right. Everybody's going to jump on the bandwagon and be talking about it everywhere until whatever happens.
Yes, that is very true. We don't talk about it until something else happens. Let me add this back to the stage. This is 4 days ago. So this whole story with these inmates is very recent. Um, they broke out of jail, and it's a lot. So let's get into it.
Happening now in New Orleans, several inmates remain on the run tonight after escaping from a jail in the city. Authorities say the men aren't considered armed and dangerous, and some are charged with murder. ABC's Melissa Adon has the latest.
New Orleans officials releasing these photos from inside the cell where 10 men are believed to have escaped through the wall overnight, prompting a massive search. The photos show a dislodged toilet inside one of the cells and the words "too easy" scribbled above, pointing to a hole where they believe to have escaped.
There are 1,400 people in this jail, over the city council 1250 limit. So can you monitor every single person every day? No, we don't have the bodies to do that.
Deputies discovered the men were missing during a routine head count that prompted the jail to issue emergency protocols.
Based on video surveillance, they were seen exiting a door on the docks where we normally bring in supplies, scaling a wall, and running across the interstate.
Authorities announcing some of the escapees have been captured. One of the inmates, Kendall Miles, was captured less than 3 miles away from the jail, hiding beneath a car. Miles is charged with attempted second-degree murder. The other inmates facing an array of charges from murder to aggravated assault. Officials believe the toilet could not be removed with bare hands, suggesting someone inside the jail system may have helped the inmates unscrew it with a power tool.
We have reason to believe that there was some assistance with this. That's why we're thoroughly investigating. We placed 3 individuals on administrative leave pending the outcome of this investigation.
The U.S. Marshals are helping local police with the manhunt, and the FBI is offering a $5,000 reward for tips that lead to the wanted men's capture. Melissa Adon, ABC News.
Okay, so there we have it. They said it was 7 people, but I believe it was actually 10. And I think that they counted that number low. I don't know if that was on purpose or what, but what do y'all think about that? And I'm going to go back to the scene where all the men are running out of the jail. But yes, so all of them escaped. Some of them had very serious charges. And okay, so there you see it. All those people just running out of jail. Just running out of jail. It's crazy.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's a lot of people.
That is.
They said it was 7, girl. I don't think it was 7. That maybe it have been more than 10, if you ask me.
So they all crawled out of that space in the wall from the toilet.
Yes.
Wow.
And they were housed on the first floor. So, and then they went out the door, the back door, which is like the loading dock. So there was no like alarm on it or anything like that.
That's what I'm saying. It
And
just
so
doesn't make sense.
they didn't even know that they were missing until they did a head count.
How? When it's on camera, like where's the officers that are watching the cameras? I don't understand it.
Yeah. Girl, we don't either, and that's why we're gonna see some people getting fired here because that's crazy.
Right.
What's even the point of putting people in jail if they're gonna just break out and run out? and walk out the
Right.
door.
Right.
Maybe
And
it's a
that's
doctor's
giving other
appointment.
inmates. Right. That's giving other inmates ideals. Like if it was that, and then did they write on the thing, "This is easy" or something?
Yes. Okay, then I'll pull that back up. And like I said, I think it's 7 still on the loose. They wrote, and then he's talking mess.
Right. Like
They
I don't
talking
know.
mess.
So if they're
And then
saying that it was an inside job, like they must have had some kind of help, like a power tool to unscrew the toilet so they can get out. Like it's kind of seeming so.
yes. And this was 4 days ago. There have been some breaking developments. They arrested the guy who helped them.
Mm.
And he
Wow.
is saying he was forced, is what he's saying. But whether he was forced or not, one thing we can say is that you're letting murderers, burglars, and people that have terrible violent crimes out of jail. Why are they even housed on the first floor? Why?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why is it so easy to break out of jail? That's another
Right.
question.
That's a very good question, 907, because I mean it's just like unbelievable. At this point, it's just like, okay, so they force somebody to unscrew it for them or to get the power tools. Like, how was the guy forced to get the power tools? Because I'm pretty sure you have to go behind somewhere to get back where any tools or whatever would be located. So he could have just went out there and slammed the doors and never came back. I don't know.
And I'm gonna put that video up next. And because you gotta think, there's a toilet, there's running water. They say he cut the water off too so that they can get out. I'm like, bro, if you let 10 people break out of jail, that's some bad karma on you.
Yeah,
That's
it definitely
crazy.
is. The only way I could probably see it, 907, let's say maybe they were threatening to get somebody on the outside to kill his family or delete his family or something. I mean, I've heard of those situations, you know what I mean? But I don't
Yeah.
know how they would have targeted him unless he was in on some dirty business, you know what I mean?
That's a good point, Fear. What if he has something going on himself?
Mm-hmm.
And like the Rod Wave situation, once you do certain things, it makes us analyze everything that you have going on.
Look at them. Some of them look crazy too.
Yes, this one got tattoos all over his face, and I think it was him. He has actually escaped before. I don't know if it's from the same facility, but he was like an escape artist. And they put him on the first floor with all these other inmates in the same cell.
Right, when he should have been in solitary or up at the top or something.
He will be now if they catch him.
Mm-hmm.
And you per se, biggest question: why do you have prisoners at that security level in a county jail? They should have been in a state prison. Yeah.
Facts. It just doesn't
There's
make
just a
sense.
lot of questions here that somebody needs to answer to.
Yeah, they dropped the
Somebody needs to
ball, and I
answer.
feel like they're gonna get in trouble. Like the penitentiary or the jail. It was a county jail.
Yeah, okay, so I don't know the difference between all the jails and the prisons, but one thing we can say is this jail was like a school. It wasn't no jail.
Right. Because this is just too easy. And you know, when we hear usually about some inmates escaping, it's usually like 1, 2, or 3. You know what I mean? But for there to be a whole slew of them, that's crazy.
And it's like y'all don't have it where the doors open and there's an alarm that gets triggered. Like, dang, schools is more safer than what this jail is.
Right. And what happened to the guys outside with the guns that are watching the facility? I mean, I don't know.
Girl, that's on TV, I guess. In real life, ain't nobody out there.
Right.
My sister said, bro, he looked like my crazy ex. He sure do. This guy right here, he looks like my sister's ex. I'm telling some ladies, if you meet a man with face tattoos, do not talk to him. Certified crazy. I'm telling y'all. Trying to help y'all.
Right. I mean, only
And
time I don't like it myself, but let's say maybe if you're a rapper, a millionaire or something, and you're set for life, and then you want to go ruin your face like that, okay, that's your business. And to me, it looks awful. You know what I mean? But you're a regular dude, or what? Like, how are you expecting to get a job after this? I don't know. Like,
I think when you tattoo your face, and that's why I said crazy. Because the mindset that you gotta have to be like, I'm gonna tattoo my face.
right.
That's a wild concept. And you're right. You know, you're an average, everyday person who's still trying to get to the top. What are you doing?
Right. That disqualifies you from a lot of different things.
Yes.
Because the same thing we're saying, other people, you go in there to fill out that, they'll be like, this dude looks crazy.
And we got 3 tattoos right here, right here, and right here. Certified cray cray. Okay, y'all ladies, stay away from these men.
Good advice.
And then, like I said, they arrested the maintenance man that helped. Okay, this is the guy who escaped from other jails before. And that's another thing. Why is he housed on the first floor when he's escaped before?
Yeah, they dropped the ball. That I think that whole jail is gonna get investigated. I'm pretty sure they're already in the process because it's just not adding up.
And you know, I talk about politics a lot, but y'all don't like it. But Doge has found a lot of money that's being sent overseas. My thing is, we're helping other countries with all type of crazy stuff, but the prisons, the schools, the education system is so run down over here. So it's like, what are we doing? You don't get it. And Lyda, you are so correct. This goes to show you how underfunded the prison system is. It's underfunded because they're sending all our money overseas that is our tax money. Girl, it's just don't even get me started.
Right. It's a lot.
And like I said, the
907.
jail is 10 years new. So they just built that jail? Dang, who they have built it? Bob the Builder?
Yeah,
What?
really. 'Cause if it's a new construction, like it's not that old in the last 10 years, then that makes even less sense. Because I can see if it was old building in 1935, it was built, or like a lot of these prisons are old as dust, but for it to be a newer construction and that's the way things are going down, it just doesn't make sense to me. They had a lot of help, in my opinion.
Assumed it was an old jail. I didn't even think. So that is just crazy. And Empress said they also said that the security cameras at the jail are obsolete and doesn't work. What does work there? What does work?
Well, something worked because they showed them running out. But where were the cops?
Okay, remember you asked where are the people with the guns on the outside?
Right.
Empress said at county jail you don't have them watchtowers like a state prison.
Right. I can get that.
Amber, you are so right. Why are they even out of state prison or a county jail?
So they must have been waiting on trial or something. Because why are there's murderers and stuff and they're still sitting in county?
But what was weird is one of the guys was convicted in 2024, and when he got free, the family of the victim went into hiding.
Wow. So
But why are they still there? Why are they still there? And we got somebody else up here. Let me take this down. What's up, Enlightened? Or I'm not saying it right.
Yeah.
Negro.
No, what's going on?
What's going on? What's going on? How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm blessed. I can't complain.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. What you got to say about everything that we've been talking about?
I mean, as far as this jailbreak go, like I heard that the jail, they just built that jail like 10 years ago, they ain't been keeping up with all of the updates, you feel me, for like the doors and stuff. That's why the doors are so easy to manipulate.
What?
So it's yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of problems.
That's crazy.
But like everything's supposed to be
Wow.
like computerized and everything like that. And then they talking about they understaffed, underfunded,
Yeah.
type of stuff. Like they ain't got enough people to watch the cameras or whatever, you feel me? Or watch the inmates. And then like for all of those people to be on the first floor, like that should have never even happened.
Right.
That should have
It's
never even happened.
almost like
But
they sent them to the wrong jail. Like some of them should have been somewhere else
it
in a
almost
higher
seems like
security
politically
place. I don't
motivated.
know.
It seemed politically motivated. You feel me? Like they probably like let them break out so they could get more funding or some. Like it seemed
I
like
think
some.
so.
Yeah, man, because you know it's election time, man. Motherfuckers trying to
Well,
get
yeah.
their.
You know what? I didn't think of it that way. I feel like it's definitely an
Hmm.
inside thing, but that could be a point. I mean,
Glad
I
you
don't
joined the
know.
panel. You got some stuff we didn't even think about.
Mm-hmm.
My bad.
That's crazy.
Dang. Dang, Negro, you done made the whole topic different. That's a good point, though. Because, like me and Fear were saying, this don't make no sense. It don't make no sense.
It doesn't. It absolutely doesn't. I mean, like I said, I think they're gonna definitely be some heavy investigation because there's just no way. It's just that many of them, and you see them on camera running out. Even if you are short staffed, you at least keep one person at the cameras. I would think at least. You know what I mean? Does
Do you
anyone
guys
know
feel
how far they got?
if the jails are understaffed, then maybe we should stop locking up people over every little thing, right?
That's a good point too. 907. That's a good point. But you know how they always say at a certain time. I mean, I guess I won't say these guys because I guess they had some serious charges. But like some people that are going to jail for stupid stuff, you know what I mean? Just for the quotas to get met or something or other. It just makes you think about a lot of stuff. Does anyone know how far they got? Like how far they were able to travel to get away from the jail after they broke out?
I mean,
So
if
there's
they
10 of
still
them.
on, a couple of them got 3 miles, couple of them got less than that. You feel me? Cause like right by where the jail is, they got all of those cameras and stuff. So a lot of them got caught by the cameras, by the facial recognition.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna pull up a video on that right now. And I
Okay.
heard one of them was like sleeping on a bench. They have a reward out. Mind you, Fear, there's 10 people that escaped. So this is a big story because it's 10 different individuals. And then you gotta think, what about the families of the victims?
Right,
I
right.
Yeah,
would be
they had
so
they.
scared.
One family that had to move. They had to get police escorted to the school to go get their kids and then go get on the road, all type of stuff. So
Wow.
yeah, it's like
Man.
this disrupting a lot of people's lives. You feel me? Even like the lawyers and stuff. You feel me? That prosecuted some of these guys scared for their life. You feel me? So
Oh
Right.
yeah, you know what? That's a good point. And like I didn't even think about that. What if you were the lawyer, the prosecutor, and the person that you put away for years and years and years has
Hmm.
now broken free?
Yep. Yep. I mean,
Damn.
we see it happen all the time in the movies. I don't know. Like that's scary. But just think about what if you were somebody and you're in that town or something. They're like, "Oh, breaking news. 10 prisoners escaped." And then you hear something in the back of your house or something. You know what I mean? Like, what in the
Yes.
world?
But
That's
they
scary.
took a long time to notify the public though. That's why everybody's so mad
Really?
because they took forever to notify like businesses and all that because it's businesses that's around like right by that jail. You feel me? So like they didn't even notify people. They took a long time to get that out to the public.
So they
What do
handled it
you
all wrong.
consider a long time? Enlightened. What do you consider a long time?
Anything over an hour is a long time.
That's true. As soon as you know but the jail didn't know because they didn't know that they were missing till they did the head count, and that's crazy. Like, why not on this old school system like this?
Mm-hmm. Whoever helped them knew they was prolonging the process.
Wow, Empress said they didn't even know they were gone into the morning head count. That's even more scary. Yeah, this jail, people need to get fired. Things gotta change. What is the point of even having jail if people can then break out?
Right.
Now they're pissed off. We can put them in there.
Right. Sounds like it needs to be totally remodeled too.
People
Yeah,
need to
we
resign.
need to get all them updated
Mm-hmm.
real fast because seem like whatever format they working with needs to get upgraded because it shouldn't have been happen. It shouldn't even happen.
And then it's like, well, if you know the jail is not ready per se, why are you putting criminals in there?
Right. Because it's an overpopulation.
Cause of greed. You feel me? That's
Mm-hmm.
what it is. You know,
Mm.
greed is a motherfucker, bro. A motherfucker, bro. Look, a lot of these jails need to get fixed. You feel me? A
Especially the
lot
one
of
in
them.
Atlanta. Y'all hear about that with I forgot what they call Rice Street, I think it's called. But they be making money off these inmates.
Right. I've heard bad things about the prisons and the jails in Georgia, period, for years
Go
now.
to jail in Palm Beach. They call that shit gun club because they gonna tax your ass to go there. I think it's like
And
three
then it's
dollars a
crazy. It's
day.
just
It's
like,
like $3 a day. You feel me? Plus you gotta pay restitution.
Right. Yeah, because a lot of prisoners do cheap labor.
That
they
shit
be like
free
making
labor. That
license
shit slavery.
plates
That
and
shit slavery, man.
Yeah, it is.
That shit slavery, man. That's what it is. The police is the slave catchers. You feel me? And that's all it is. Period. Point blank.
Yeah,
I
that is a good
mean,
way to look at it.
Cause once you got
when I
once you
say send them to El Salvador, they ain't breaking out that jail. They watching over there
nah
in
send
El
their ass
Salvador.
you ain't even gotta send them that far. You gotta send them to what's the name? I think they talking about opening that bitch back up. Send their ass to
Oh,
yeah.
I know which one you're talking about. Trump is talking about opening it back up. It's
Yeah.
like on
Send
some
their ass
island or
right there.
something like
Bitch, your
that.
ass can't bitch
You talking
if
about
you escape.
Alcatraz?
Yeah, if you break out of there, bitch, your ass finna die trying to come back to mainland.
Yeah, but they said what that was way back in the day. I think it was like in the 30s when those prisoners escaped Alcatraz. They done made plenty of
That's what it's
movies about it.
called.
But if they
I mean,
redo it, then I think it could be a good idea, though. If they redo, because that prison is so old.
one thing we can say is that the prison system needs reform,
Yes.
like everything.
And they talking
But like,
about they're talking about like doing some chip thing where they could like artificially make a person serve the time, put a chip in their brain, you feel me? And then it's going supposed to like reform them or change them or something like that. But I'm like, nah, that's a little too crazy for me. Like, so
I
you gonna
seen
give them the
something like
option
that.
to yeah, man. Like, nah, bro, I ain't. They doing too much. They're doing too much.
Did you hear about that 907? I didn't get into the
no,
details
I
of it,
didn't.
but I heard something about
Okay,
something that is supposed to reform the prisoners in a couple of days, something that they're going to put a chip in. I didn't go into the story. I just kept scrolling like, "What?" please, but maybe I need to listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
I heard about that. I'm gonna have to look into that. That's kind of wouldn't want to be the guinea pig. I just want to find out if they're really reformed. Okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And what if
Yeah,
the chip
that's
goes
true.
wrong? You know how you see
That
robots and then they go rogue
yeah,
or something like
that shit gonna make their ass glitch, man.
right,
Mm-hmm.
Ever since I seen iRobot, I never trusted robots no more.
right.
With them red eyes, I'm what you fear.
Yeah, them motherfuckers get hacked like a computer too.
Mm-hmm. Might
And
start
then
blowing
remember
people
said
up.
before they reopen Alcatraz, they have to remodel it. It's beyond obsolete.
Yes. I think
Yeah,
they
that
They
shit
actually
do
falling
use it.
something.
apart.
Uh-huh. I think they actually use it for like a tourist place now where people can go and see. Some people say it's haunted and all kinds of stuff.
I would believe that
Shush.
it's haunted. All them
Wait,
people
I'm
that been
gonna.
up.
What's up, Drip? Drip, I had to drop you back down because you stepped away for a moment. So I just dropped you back down. But what's up, Drip? How you feel about everything that we talking about?
Oh wow, I get you on the robot type of thing. It's like a Terminator situation, though. If it's in Terminator, though, I see what you mean, though, man. For real, though. Well, I promise you, that's just how it is, though. To be honest, though, and also, though. Just like that mark of that mark thing that I was about. Nah, man, I ain't letting no one put no chip inside my body. The phone is enough. Though. That's how far. That's too crazy, though. Literally, wallah, that's too far, though. Like, look, I can understand the phone thing, the internet thing, though. That's one thing, though. I ain't letting no one put nothing inside me, man.
Drip,
Yeah,
I
that's the
feel you.
thing.
Like,
That's the thing though.
no.
They're gonna make it like a volunteer type of thing. Like, oh, you could go ahead and serve all your time and faster. You feel me? Opposed to you doing it day for day. But I mean, I don't know, cause then you signing off. They're gonna probably make you sign some type of piece of paper where they they gonna make you take full responsibility if anything go wrong.
That's
Mm-hmm.
exactly what they would do.
It's not making
But
me do that.
people want to get out of jail
I'd
so bad.
rather.
Here we see all these prisoners breaking out, running out. People are going to be jumping, I think, to try this if it is true, and it's all
Mm-mm.
alleged.
Yeah, I think they would too, because like you said, people want to get free. But are you going to even be the same person? That's the thing. After they put this stuff in you, I mean, what is your? Because if it's something that is going to alter your memory or your brain or whatever it's going to do to make you think you served all that time, then what if it goes wrong, or what if you're not even the same person anymore? I don't know what
I'm
exactly
too
you're supposed to
scared to
do.
try something like that.
Mm-mm.
Right.
I'm like, no, I'll just
Mm-mm.
do my time. But let's get into this video. It's gonna go back to what Enlighted was saying about how they use facial recognition to identify some of these people. And mind you, it's 10 inmates that broke out. Empress said 5 are on the loose as of today. This is a story that is currently breaking as more prisoners get rearrested, I should say. But here we go.
Still on the run after escaping a jail in New Orleans. Surveillance video now showing the 10 inmates right here running out of the jail on Friday after squeezing through a hole behind a toilet. Now we have this new surveillance video footage right here. Check this out. It appears to show 2 of the prison escapees walking in New Orleans through the French Quarter in plain clothing with their heads down on Friday morning. One of the prisoners shown in the video is actually arrested shortly after this video was taken. The other inmate is seen on the footage. Well, he's still at large. Joining me now is our Faith Abube, who's in New Orleans, and she's been tracking this story. Faith.
Yeah, Kara, law enforcement agents are calling them a useful partner. This is a nonprofit, an independent agency apart from law enforcement, but they have been able to give law enforcement information in this investigation that has been valuable. In fact, it led to the arrest of one of the suspects. And we talked to the executive director who explained to us how this all happened. So as soon as they learned about the escaped inmates on Friday, they were able to put all the mugshots into their system. They have about 200 facial recognition cameras across the city, specifically in the business district, the entertainment district, including the French Quarter. They were able to quickly get a hit on two of the inmates. They saw them on camera. They were able to compare them to the mugshot and realize that, hey, we think we have two of these suspects. By the time law enforcement got there, though, they were able to arrest one of the suspects, but the other one got away, and that is due to timing. Officials here at the jail say that they did not know that the suspect escaped the jail until 7 hours after they had left the jail. And so by the time the facial recognition nonprofit learned about the escape, the information that they were able to gather had essentially already expired. Take a listen. Timing is everything in this manhunt.
Oh, timing meant a lot. Regrettably, we lost one of the murderers just by about 1 minute. If we would have received notifications even 1 minute earlier from the sheriff's office, we would have actually helped apprehend two subjects, not just one.
And that's because you were tracking him right here on this camera?
Actually, yes, on this very camera right here. It went off, but it went off as soon as we put him in.
And we do know that the jail is conducting an internal investigation into the delays and, of course, how these suspects were able to get out in the first place. 3 employees have been placed on administrative leave amid that internal investigation. In the meantime, though, the governor is also calling this a failure. He wants a full audit of this facility here behind me where the inmates escaped on Friday. There are a lot of investigations that are going on right now trying to figure out exactly why this happened, how to prevent it in the future. In the meantime, though, we also talked to that police superintendent this afternoon who told us some of the latest details about this investigation. One of the biggest challenges they're facing right now is trying to stop family members and friends from helping these inmates. There have been situations, according to the superintendent of police, where they thought they had the inmates. They thought they were zoomed in on a house where the inmates could be hiding. They got inside only to find that the inmates were gone. And they believe that is because they were getting some assistance. So they're warning these people to stop helping or else they may face some serious consequences, including charges in this case. But they say they do have actionable intelligence on all 7 of them. They believe a majority of them are still hunkering down in the immediate area. But it's possible that many of them or some of them may be in other parishes or even nearby states. So they're looking into all of that. They are telling the public not to panic. They are taking this very seriously. But
yeah, I'm definitely gonna panic.
Panic. Yeah, we all finna panic. Fuck that. Talking about some don't panic. Hey, who?
What?
Panic.
That is wild. So 7 hours before they got the notification that these people were on the loose. 7 hours?
No
See
wonder
what I'm
some
saying? That's a
there.
long ass time.
Right. Could just think, what would you do if you escaped? I'd be trying to hijack the nearest car or something and get the heck out of Dodge
Dude,
to a
I'm going
different
to the.
state,
I'm going to the. I'm going to another state. Man.
Hey, lady, how are you doing? How are you doing? But 7 hours. And it's crazy that I'm glad that that independent company is helping the jail, but the jail should not need all that help.
The jail really dropped the ball on this. They really did.
It seems like they helped them. They opened the door and let them out, if you ask me.
Right. It really does. It's definitely some inside workings, and I don't know. This jail's going to be in a lot of trouble.
And you saw the prisoners walking through the French quarters. They had on regular clothes. Where did they get clothes from?
That's what I was thinking. When did they switch?
Who's helping them and why? We're talking about bodies like that. It's crazy that they're even in a jail that's that close to a city with some of the crimes that they were convicted of. What the heck? You need to be in the middle of nowhere. When you escape, you need to be running 5 miles so you even see a store.
Yeah, that's true. But I guess it's a difference because it's the county jail and not the prison. Usually the prisons are back in the cut, but this was the county jail. It just makes me think, why were some of those with those murder charges or deletion charges and everything like that, why are they still in the county? Why are they still just
It's
sitting?
scary.
It is.
Depends.
Imagine if you have kids who go to school in this area.
That would be
Wow.
really scary there.
That
That would
is.
be scary. That would take the cake. You talk about some panicking parents.
Wow.
And they're gonna say, "Don't panic."
I don't know. Well, that is so try to be honest. I don't know. I'd be real in a way, in a joking manner. I don't know. I'm not built for that, though, man. I'm snitching. I'm sorry. I can stand on business, though, but depending how serious, nah, man, I'm gonna start snitching, though. I don't care. I don't care. I'm gonna snitch, though.
I feel you. I'm telling you, Dre.
Nah, literally. I'm literally
Tell
telling.
me. I'm
No,
be
I'm
like, nah, I
literally.
don't want to come get them. I don't trust y'all. You done did what? You did what before? No, we can't be friends.
I know that's right.
Basically, when it comes to snitching, 50-50 though, like straight balance. I can stand on business though and not snitch though, but at the same time, I'm only doing it if I need to do it. Last resort type of thing.
Yeah.
It's last resort though. I'm 50-50 on it though. I'm not fully against it, but I'm not fully for it though. But if that was me in that type of situation, I'm sorry, I'm straight snitching though, because I ain't built for that though. I ain't about that life though, and I ain't built for that though. I ain't built for it.
Lady said too easy they wrote. I tell you right there. Why? Is it that easy after you unalive 4 people allegedly to get out of jail? That's crazy. Why
Wait
you
till
lock them up? Because now they're mad.
exactly. So the meant though is basically though I'm not against snitching though, but I'm not fully for snitching though. I'm like 50-50
Why
straight.
like this is really snitching if we're law-abiding citizens? This is
It's
keeping the
not.
public safe.
No, it's not. I ain't about that though. I'm a civvy, so the rules don't affect me. I ain't following them rules anyway though. I'm a civilian though. Why do I need to follow the street rules? I'm breaking every single rule though, in a joking manner, of course. If I broke them, what do you think will happen to me? Consequences? No, I'm talking about in the street. The street
Yeah,
path.
snitching is not made for the civilians. It's a total different. That's if you involved in the criminal activities. People just change the meaning of snitching. You know what I mean?
Bro, my sister said reason why most of them are in jail is because they have to wait for the prison personnel to come get them, and that can take months. Why? I didn't know that. It's scary though. And then the families went into hiding. Man, one of the people got convicted last year, 2024. Bro, we're only 5 months into 2025. Whoever prosecuted him, whoever the witness was who took the stand, he coming to get y'all, in my opinion. That's what I be thinking.
Yeah. Actually, look, depending how serious it is for me, though. Say depending how serious it is. If it's very serious, though, then yeah, there's a likely chance I'm telling, though. But if it's not that serious, though, I ain't telling, though. Just depends how
I'm
serious it is,
telling
though.
this situation. And honestly, if I feel like if I don't tell, and I know someone just escaped from jail, I feel like I'm gonna have bad karma on me now because I didn't say anything.
If you, though, it's gonna be someone else who'll do it back to you, though. So, ain't you,
Hey,
it's gonna
TT. What's up, sis? Okay, y'all call me Shaffer 97, but this is my real life sister. I grew up with the nickname TT. Shout out to my big sis. What's going on, Toya?
I had to jump in here real quick because I was like, "Oh my gosh, I know a little bit, but a lot of it is something about everything." Yeah. So back to one of the things. Yeah, no, a lot of those people they sit in the county jails is because the prisons are overfull, and so what happens is they get sent to different prisons all around the United States, and so they gotta wait for wait for the people to come get them. And like people get sent to California, people get sent to Arizona, and they get sent to those big jails. So now if they're all full, they still gotta wait for the other people to go out or or pass away, whatever happens. They just gotta wait for them beds to come available. But lately, it seems like they just been arresting any and everybody and hitting them with big charges because the United States pays for that stuff. They pay for all of them to go to jail. So the even while you think the jail is broke, all those people who the jail is a funded system. It's not a owned system by one person. It's funded by multiple people. And how many people you can get inside that jail is how much money those people who funded it make. It's like a big organization, like how McDonald's is. It's like how the jail is.
Mm.
Well, that makes sense. Them having to sit and wait for somebody to come get them. I know also sometimes people sit when they're waiting to go to trial and stuff before they get even sentenced to prison. But I mean, if everything's overpopulated, I guess that would make a lot longer wait.
Yeah, it's a crazy system, super crazy. And then like, far as them breaking out of jail, like they have people in there who do like mod work. So pretty much they pay the inmates to do work around the jail. So it wasn't that part would have been super easy for them to figure out the weak spots in the jail. They probably had a lot of help from a lot of different people on how to break out, where to
Hmm.
go. Hey, like they probably set it up like do through different people. Like if you get out, go over here and go do this for me, and she'll get you clothes and nourish. It's like
Yeah. Had a
it's
whole
super
system.
crazy.
I
Yeah, they
agree.
had to have a
Hey,
whole
Toya.
system.
Hmm. Yeah, because how'd they
That's
change that
crazy.
fast? It's a lot of things that factor into it. So I definitely believe that they had, they had people on the outside expecting them.
Oh yeah, they definitely did. There's no way they didn't.
I agree.
Alright.
Man, this story is crazy and it gets deep. But you're absolutely right. There's no way they did this by themselves. It was like a network almost.
Yeah, they had a
That
Rico network.
is that is crazy. Toya, you heard about how it took 7 hours before they notified anybody or before the jail even realized that they were missing. How do you feel about that? And we'll start with Toya and then we'll go around. Toya, you there?
Yeah, no, my bad. I'm
Okay.
here. I'm over here looking at stuff. But no, I feel like it's pitiful that it took them that long to even realize that they were gone. But a lot of those jails, they don't be wanting to hire people because, trying to cut back on costs. A lot of them don't want to fix stuff. I mean, they probably let them go on purpose so they don't have to deal with it no more. So they probably was like, F this, I'm tired of this, the whole job, the facility, the what do you call the person over everybody?
The
Uh,
warden?
yeah,
The
he
warden,
probably
right?
was like, yeah, he probably was just like, F the whole jail, forget it. Because like he probably got tired of the people above him getting on him about everything in the jail, and they probably got tired of paying for stuff. Even though it was only 10 years old, that don't mean nothing. That was a poorly built jail.
Hmm.
It sure was. And
Mm.
you know what? Enlightened was saying the same thing. But Fear No Mortals, what do you think about it taking 7 hours?
I think that's ridiculous. I just, it's for me. It's like I don't care how understaffed the place is. You at least keep somebody in front of those cameras. There should, if you don't have a lot of people, at least keep one person in front of the cameras the whole time. If they had somebody watching the cameras, they would have seen them running out. Like it's crazy.
Mhm.
And if they're using
Very,
power
very good
tools and
point.
stuff to open up where the toilet is for the hole, no one heard the drill? Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's crazy. They put a lot of
No.
people in danger.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Toy and Enlightened. It is looking like the jail helped them because there's no way.
Right.
Mm.
Drip, what do you think about it taking 7 hours before they realized that they were gone?
Well, either they're really smart and clever to sneak out of there, or somebody from the inside is literally helping them. Like straight inside job.
Yes, they have arrested the maintenance worker that did help them, and I'm going to play that video and we're going to hear what he has to say. Why too good of a person to like let 10 people out of jail that I know are there for bad things? So I would have been like, go ahead, shake me up, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe I would have told on them. Or if he was a worker, I wonder if he was in the jail too, but if he was a worker, wouldn't you just not go back to work?
That's what you would think. That's why I was questioning her. Well, why did anybody help? Like, what was the incentive? What was he getting out of helping them? You know what I mean? Or did they have something on him? And it was
Mm.
threatening him or his family, or I don't know.
Yeah,
I think they have something on him.
I
They
was just
definitely
saying.
have something on him. It make no sense.
Okay.
Like some blackmail. Yeah, they did. They had something. So, New Orleans jail employee arrested, accused of helping 10 inmates escape. So, let's get into this video and let's see what they got to say. And then I'm going to get y'all comments on it after. But here we go.
The New Orleans jailbreak, a maintenance worker at the Orleans Parish Justice Center has now been arrested and booked into jail. The district attorney claims the worker shut off water to the toilet, helping 10 inmates escape on Friday. Police have since arrested 4 of the escaped inmates. 6 remain on the run. ABC's Faith Abube is in New Orleans with the latest. And Faith, you just spoke with the district attorney about the arrest. What more can you tell us?
Yeah, Stephanie, we were speaking with the district attorney when that employee was arrested and booked into jail. So details coming to us as it was happening. The DA telling me that he's extremely frustrated that there was such a breakdown in the system and that what they had suspected for days that this may have been an inside job, the evidence has actually led them to that. According to investigators, soon after the escape on Friday, they started interviewing employees at the jail there, and they actually talked to Sterling Williams, the maintenance worker there, and he was the one who admitted to investigators that during the escape, in the early hours of the escape, the inmates asked him to turn off the water to the toilet, that they would move out of the way and crawl behind. You remember, we've been reporting that the inmates were able to get into a cell, move away a toilet, crawl through a hole, and got away from the jail running on an interstate. He, according to investigators, Sterling Williams, was part of that plot because he was able to turn off that water. I just want to read some of what the DA had to tell us in terms of how this happened. He said, you know, even Stephen Wonder can see that this was an inside job. 10 violent offenders don't make their way into a pod made for 2 and make good their escape through concrete, rebar, and barbed wire without being getting some sort of assistance. So right now the investigation is continuing. This is part of a larger investigation that involves other employees there at the jail. We know 3 other employees have been suspended. The DA says we could see more.
Wow. That is crazy.
What are they pulling on right there, 907?
It looks like a door. I'm gonna mute it and then I'm gonna play it. It looks like a door.
So I wonder if that's other inmates trying to see if they see them escaping and they're trying to get in there too or something.
I can't really tell what they're doing. It's like they're pulling on the door.
Right.
This camera works.
Right.
But look at all them running out. It's crazy. It's a free for all. They said what jail? And then they're gonna write too easy on the wall.
That's despicable. Like they're like taunting them now.
Yes,
They're
and I'm
writing
gonna go back up
messages.
to one of the comments in the chat. Well, okay, what do you feel like? What do you think about everything we just learned about the maintenance man helping them fear? What do you think?
I think a lot of people are in trouble. I definitely think that this had been planned for a long time. Why to use that particular cell? You know what I mean? The outline of it all, where to run when they get outside, where to go after they get out. I think it was very coordinated and the people was involved. Like it was planning because like they said, what are 10 inmates doing in a cell for 2 people? Why are that many people in one cell? You know what I mean? It was
Probably
definitely coordinated.
some big offenders too.
Right. They planned that down to a T. And it obviously worked. I mean, how many did they say got caught? 4 of them, and there were 6 still on the loose?
I think Empress said 5 are on the loose as of now. As they catch more inmates, that's why I said this story is so deep because there's 10 people.
Right.
And then we gotta get the families, we gotta go on the backstory. But lady says, so you shut the H2O off and move the toilet, you have a big exit. Nothing behind it. Wow, the Alcatraz architects.
I'm serious. That's crazy.
It's super. It's a movie. Like, are we watching a Lifetime movie here?
That's what I'm saying. It very well could be.
Enlightened, we'll get you because you just got up here, and then we'll go to Drip after. What do you think about everything we've seen about the maintenance worker helping? Okay, we'll go to you, Drip, and when Enlightened gets back, we'll get him. But Drip, what do you think about everything we saw?
Everything said, oh, wow, man. Just straight up, wow. Like they planned it or something like that. Either the inmate bribed him or blackmailed him, though. It's not always blackmail, always. Sometimes, though, these prisoners do it's not just blackmail as well. Sometimes they do bribe sometimes the inmates do bribery as well. Like chance though that he was offered something though, that he was given an offer that he could never refuse.
I agree with you. A lady said they are pulling on the door, but why the alarm not going off while they pull on the door? That is a good point. But it goes back into what Enlightened said that this jail really wasn't ready, and they really weren't doing the proper updates. But yeah, it seemed like the alarm should have went off though. They was yanking on that door.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all good though, and he actually dropped me. That's okay. That's not it though. I was like straight passed out on the bed though. Thing what happened is I put my phone down though, and I laid on the bed for a minute. I just straight up fell asleep. Like straight drifted off.
Drip, no worries, and we know you're on the other side of the world. You've been on all these panels and going to school and making content. I know you be tired.
Sometimes though what happens is even if I ain't tired though, I just literally lay down though. You get too comfy, straight pass out.
That's why I don't sit on the couch during the day. And Lighted, are you ready? Are you good?
Yeah, I'm straight.
What do you think about everything we just heard about with the maintenance worker helping?
Huh? I mean, I knew about the maintenance man helping, but I mean, he's definitely gonna lose his job, and everybody else that paid that helped with this gonna lose their job, and on top of that, gonna get arrested. So I mean, they just went from free people to inmate. That was their choice. You feel me? Because they shouldn't even help. But that go to show you how underpaid they is. You feel me? Because if they was probably getting paid properly, they probably wouldn't have went for it.
Mm-hmm.
Cause you know he ain't do that for free.
Mm-hmm.
Man, why you're bringing up some
You
good
think?
points.
Do you think this maintenance man was gonna do this for free? Like, come on, like it's come on. Think about it. Ain't no threatening. It was you scratch my back, I scratch your back type situation.
Right. Like it's like a promise though, but they ain't able to do it in there as well though. But he said that probably I kind of agree with you on that type of situation, type of thing though. And literally though, they made a promise though, like saying, "Look, help me out though. And if I get out, I'll help you though. Like I'll give you whatever you're asking for." Like literally, straight up a promise. They don't have money with them no in there. They literally make a promise though that they'll literally, they'll give them an offer they can't refuse. And actually, while they do that though, is make a promise though, or give them a guarantee that they guarantee that they'll actually, give them what they want. Something.
But have you guys heard this? That prisons and jail, the inmates make money. They be making food, selling it back. They'll be selling their commissary. Heard you make money in prisons, is what I heard.
Yeah, you definitely can. There's a friend of mine that he got life, right? And he has been locked up for, I want to say, over 20 years at this point.
Wow.
And there was a time back in the day where he was locked up. Like I said, it's been over 20 years. We're in the same age group, that he was sending me money. Like, just as a friend, so they definitely do a lot of moving and shaking in there. You know what I mean? It depends
And
on what
you
I
know
guess
what?
they're into, but there are a lot of people that are really moving and shaking in the prisons.
You gotta think, you're sitting there all day, you're gonna think of something, a way to make money.
They sell phones, and for the inmates, like we can go and buy a $50 phone or something, right? $100 phone. Those prices in the pen, they're gonna be triple that. You know what I mean? Of what a phone, something out here would cost. Those prices skyrocket, and you got to have a certain amount of dough to get certain things in there. So yeah, it's literally a system where they're either swapping things out, or they are charging a lot of money to get certain things in that prison. And almost all the time they have help. There's always some of the correction officers in on certain things, or looking the other way, pretending like they don't see anything.
And back to what Elijah said, these people are underpaid. And it
Yeah.
goes to show you that.
They also think they're probably hiding burners as well, though, and they're probably also, maybe also in this plan as well, they hid burner phones too, though, just in case, So that's why, like when they talked about it or something like that secretly or something like that, they had burner phones though, so they couldn't be tracked while they do it though.
Yes, I meant allegedly.
Like you said, allegedly. Yeah, we don't drop no legends. We don't know. We've never been to prison, but this is all what we heard.
Just to see.
Right. Exactly.
See, that's why I love Lady, because Lady be on me over here 970. She be like, you forgot this, you need to do this, you need to do that. But she be helping me. And shout out to the Foodiegang for always giving feedback. But I heard they be making money in prisons. And they be throwing phones over the wall, is what this girl was telling me.
Yeah. I mean, the same things, I guess we got to look at it like this. The same things that we can do out here besides just walk around free, they got it going on in there too. So some of the similar things, So, hey, I guess they got to make their money somehow.
Yeah, true. But I have to say that depends on their behavior as well, though. Like, if, some of them, though, who actually, some inmates do who have really good behavior or connection in there, though, get good, that type of benefit as well. Not everyone's treated the same. You got a point on that.
Yeah, but I think that these inmates definitely had help, and they are still receiving help. I don't know if that's from family members, baby moms. I don't know, but when these inmates, the five that are left, were caught, do you feel like anyone that helped them willingly should face consequences?
I do, absolutely. Absolutely take them down. They are risking the public safety. Get them up out of here.
Yo, I'm back.
Yeah, lock everybody up that has something to do with it. Is how I feel. Lock everybody up. Y'all want to lock people up for dumb stuff anyway? Go ahead and lock up some real criminals.
That's right. Treat them just like the people that that they help escape. Treat them the same way because now they're part of the criminal aspect.
Yep. That's what I was saying. They need it. They gonna end up going to jail. They gonna get charged. They just waiting for the whole investigation to finish.
I
And
agree.
they deserve to be charged.
So they gonna charge
We
out
don't.
everybody that played a part.
Yep. Go. You want to help these prisoners so bad? How about you go in there and be one?
Right. And plan your own escape next time, I guess.
Yeah, you want to look. You want to be with them so bad? Okay, we'll put you in there. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's sticky. It's scary.
It is very scary. And can you imagine the families? One of these guys had like unalived 4 people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. 4
Most
bodies.
people.
Somebody got 4 bodies. And that's 4 victims' families that's worried right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Didn't they say
Man, I
somebody
think
left town?
Yeah, somebody left
yeah,
town. Somebody had to get police escorted to go get the kids from school and then get on the road. They called all their family members and told them to leave town. Now,
because you really
period.
don't know how long these people are going to be on the loose for.
Right.
You don't. So this happened like 4 days ago, right?
Yeah, it
Yes, and
it
then
happened last Friday.
yes, and then this next video I'm gonna show y'all is from 19 hours ago. Orleans jail fugitive Anton Massey has escaped custody 4 times. Ankle monitor provider SA. So, and like we said, it's a breaking story. It happened less than a week ago, but there's 10 inmates on the loose. So each time one of them gets spotted, captured, or we hear from the victim, it's just been a lot of news stories.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well,
And no
I
worries,
think
lady,
now
no
they have
worries.
to send them up. Like now, maybe this will give them an incentive to hurry up and get the ball rolling and get these inmates, especially the ones that are deleting in maximum security somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they definitely gonna have to move them to another prison because they can't put them back in the same one. That'll
Nope.
be dumb. That'll be dumb as hell. Like they already escaped there one time, so why would you put them back in the same place that they just broke out of?
Right.
And this guy who's an escape artist, I just think he needs to like do like maximum. He's the type of person that needs to be locked up 23 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
Right.
you clearly can't be trusted. You doing way too much. So this was 19 hours ago. So here we go, y'all. And then we got 5 people still on the loose. And I'll keep y'all posted. But let's get into this video. Let's see what they got to say. And then I'll get y'all thoughts after we play it.
Orleans Parish Jail Friday.
Authorities say the Orleans Justice Center maintenance worker Sterling Williams helped them escape. Williams says one of the escapees, Antoine Massey, threatened to stab him if he didn't help. Now, a local provider of electronic monitors says that Massey should never have been placed in the general jail population to begin with.
Matt Dennis calls Massey an escape artist with a dangerous history, as Rob Masson reports.
When it comes to the arrest of Orleans jail maintenance worker Sterling Williams, Matt Dennis says he wasn't surprised.
And you're astonished that they keep this level of risk on the first floor of that jail.
Dennis, with ASAP release electronic monitors, is talking about escapee Antoine Massey, who was accused in court documents of threatening to stab Williams prior to the jailbreak if Williams didn't cut off water to the toilet that was yanked out to provide an escape route for 10 inmates.
There isn't an ounce of this man's history that doesn't escape.
Dennis says Massey, who's wanted for rape and kidnapping in St. Tammany, as well as domestic abuse and theft in Orleans Parish, had prior escapes dating back to 2007 and was no longer a candidate for one of the hundreds of electronic monitors placed on Orleans defendants.
He had no intention of wearing an ankle monitor. 2 hours. And he cut it off. And we had him in jail pretty quickly. We went and got him.
Massey was one of 10 inmates seen jumping off of a back prison loading dock Friday morning, caught on a camera that was not being monitored in real time.
For that footage that we've all now seen, where you have the 10 inmates running outside the facility, is there a door sensor there that would alert the command center that that door is now open? Some kind of alarm that goes off?
No, that is not an exit door.
As New Orleans City Council members investigate vulnerabilities in the prison security system, Matt Dennis is helping police in trying to locate escapees like Massey.
These escapes happen. There's NOPD and state police and U.S. Marshals went instantly into our offender management system and identified the individuals in there that had previously worn ankle monitors.
And Matt Dennis says when someone cuts off an ankle monitor, he notifies the public immediately. It took more than 7 hours for the sheriff's office to realize the escape had occurred and notify the public.
Wow, that was a lot. So what we have learned is the dude had an ankle monitor for like 2 hours when he broke out of it. And he's escaped numerous amount of times. And he had some pretty serious crimes or charges.
Right.
Wild.
That's wild.
What do you think, Phenomenal?
I just think that a lot of people need to be charged in that jail. Did they say that the maintenance man had complained previously about this guy threatening him?
They did not mention that in the videos that I played. I feel like at this point in time, the maintenance worker is going to say we need to say to try to get some off of him. But if you're not a prisoner and you're just
that nigga was down. That nigga was down with the whole thing. He just used that as.
Was he a prisoner or no? He was a civilian or a prisoner?
I don't know. They say maintenance worker, but was he one doing maintenance while he was in the prison too, or in the jail too, or what?
Yeah, he was a maintenance worker. He worked for the jail. He was doing all of.
We're saying, was he an inmate at the same time, or he was an outside civilian? Like he went home every day?
I think he went home every day. That's why he got arrested. Now he's an inmate. He's gonna be an inmate.
Yeah, that's true. They finna lock him up. But it's like, if it's just someone you work at, wouldn't you just not go back to work? Or tell somebody?
What was the deal here? Because if they're threatening you and this, you don't got to show back up. Like
that part, I would have quit. I would have quit. I would have quit, dude.
Right. Why go
Oh, real,
back?
I'm quitting first quarter, dude. Soon as I clock out, I'm quitting, dude.
Yeah,
Oh God, I'm quit.
if
I'm
they start,
telling you. I would have
I'm
been
just
like, y'all can have it. This is not worth the risk.
No job is worth me getting shanked up and stabbed over. I
Right.
never had a job like that.
and look, if they start disrespecting that person should have just been smart enough to say, look, I quit quickly though. It's like even if they I ain't saying it right though. Whatever they did was right. Say even if they did do what they did, they should have just quit after when it just happened though. So that I don't know, man. Like straight up after when they scared just straight up resign quickly though. Like never go back and just straight up quit. But I guess it doesn't
But
work
now
like
his life is ruined. He's going to jail for
It
real, for
really is.
real.
It really is. I'm with you. I think he'll say anything at the time now to get himself off and try to make it look like, he was the victim. I mean, but we don't know if he really was the victim. But what I think is if he was down with the program like that, it's either two things. Either they have something on him, or you know what I mean, or there's some kind of incentive for him helping them. Either way it goes, there's something wrong with that picture.
good point. Or
Because why
probably
would you keep going back to work if this man's threatening you or whatever? Okay, I'm gonna find me another job. Y'all can have it.
Yeah, I'm quitting. I'm quitting soon.
Exactly.
I'm quitting as soon as you threaten me, man. I'm gonna be like this. I'm clocking out right now, boy. Fuck
Right.
this job, boy. On
Like this
everything.
is
I'll be
it.
like, hold that thought. I'm be like, hold that thought. I'll be right back. Hold on. Go on out of here. First quarter, bitch. Thought you
sad
had a friend.
though. Or not just the blackmail part that got him to do that though. They probably guaranteed him a cut of whatever they got planned on the outside though. Like literally though. Like literally. They promised him that look you can get a cut though when they get out they promised to give him a cut and he was given something that he couldn't refuse. Like,
Look, he got to spend the rest of his life with the shame of helping all these people escape jail, and it's sad. Blaine said this is definitely scalding hot tea with nine or scald. Let me restart. This is definitely scalding hot tea time with 907. Yes, we are at time for tea. We are talking about it. Got the panelists up here. But lady, this is how I am. When someone tells me something, I have like 1,000 questions. When was he hired? Very important part. Okay. How long he been there? Because folks can get into a position on purpose just to exercise a plan.
That's a good point.
And just to help them.
That is a really good point.
The plot thickens.
Any
Right. We didn't think of that. It very well could be.
Dang.
I mean,
That's a
they need
good
to
point.
find out if he knew some of these inmates prior.
And he might be
That's
a
what I want to
cousin
know
or something.
too.
He might be a
Maybe he
cousin or
grew
something.
up with some of them or something.
Right.
okay. Or maybe like he could be a close friend though. How about be like a really close friend or like some kind of childhood friend or something like that, or maybe that's why.
But even then, it's still stupid because
Uh,
now you're in trouble, bro. Like, I don't know. It's just, was it
Bro,
worth it?
childhood friend or not, I'm not risking my job, bro. I'm not
not me.
risking my job to help somebody I grew up with from way back when. Like, hell no.
I'll be real. I ain't risking my life. I ain't risking my job or safety for nobody. Not even my own fam, no, man. Let's say if it was my own family who did that, I don't care, man. I'm straight up, literally offer me that. Nah, man, I'm snitching. I'm sorry. They might think I'm snaking. Nah, man, I ain't no snake, though. I'm looking out for me, man. Cause look, if I help you, I'm ruining my own life, though. And I ain't about that. I ain't about that life. You made that consequence. Go live with that, man. I'm not about that life. I'm just a civilian. That thing.
Not even your kids, Riaz?
If I said yes, will that actually be really bad?
I understand.
I'm just saying. Maybe for the kids. I don't know. Now, when you asked if I had kids and they did that, that'd be a different story a little bit, though. I don't know. If you ask me about the kids part, though, my own kids, though, that's gonna be very complicated. Maybe yes, but at the same time, maybe no, depending how old the kid is. You know. I'm probably gonna say maybe. I'm probably gonna go with a very nah kids part. Nah, that if it was my own kids, nah, man, that's complicated answer. Cause I don't know what to think though. There's a little part of me.
I ain't helping my kids. If they put themselves in that situation, they have grass. Sorry, it is what it is. I'm not doing it. Cause then
More
I get caught. I'm gonna be in there with you. The fuck, hell no.
Yeah, why you trying to ruin my life?
Right.
Why you don't love me that much?
I'm
You know
trying to
I
go
got a
on a few
baby.
cruises.
Yeah, you gonna want me outside to put some money on your book. I can't put money on your books.
but look,
For real, we all gonna
Right.
be locked up.
whatever. Say if I had kids in the future though, I'll do whatever it takes for them though, like for anything else though. But when it comes to that type of thing, though, that kind of mess, little things, man, they're on their own if they did that type of thing though. Anything else is different, man. If they didn't, let's say my kids didn't do that though, and they pretty much needed me for anything else, I'm there for them no matter what. Ever when it comes to this type of thing, nah, man, they're on their own though, cause I ain't responsible. They responsible. Not gonna ruin life stuff. Don't care. Part of me don't want to care though, you know.
Well, 907, thank you so much for having me up. I got to get some work done now, but this was fun and I will be back. But this was a good topic. Thanks for letting me know about this because I had no idea what was going on. I've been busy and too much into the Diddy stuff, I think.
Thank you so much for coming out, Fear No Mortals. Y'all check out her YouTube channel. She makes amazing content. One of my YouTube friends, I always see her in the chat on the panel. So I'm so glad you came up, Fear. You have some great insight.
Thank you. And bye, Riaz and El Negro. Y'all have a good day.
All right, thank you so much for coming up. But yeah, there we have it. All these prisoners broke out, and now it's causing us to look at is going on. Who is helping who? Who got something to do with it? 5 are still on the loose. Hey, Joanne, I'm gonna cover that story one day. I promise. But we're talking about the prisoners that are the inmates that escaped from New Orleans jail. We went over the Rod Wave situation in the beginning. It's crazy out here in today's time. Okay, thank you so much, Blaze. Blaze is gonna drop the link for Fear No Mortals YouTube channel. You guys make sure you guys connect with people that are in the chat in the panels and support as necessary. But Fear No Mortals makes God-based content, and she's just an amazing person. Do you also make content, Enlightened?
Yeah, I used to. I took a pause for a minute. I'll be working.
Oh, okay.
Okay, heard enough about me. Anyway, so yeah, but mostly I just focus on the music related stuff now though, because that's what I'm mostly into though now. I mean, look, I literally told probably long-term future. If I had to change my content future, I probably want to start interviewing actual artists, or like UK rap artists, though. Like, I probably want to. My long-term future, though, I hope to do start to interview them artists, though, because I actually use their clips, though, and I actually talk about what they do, or like explain bits and pieces there. Some point, though, I want to start interviewing them.
That's a great idea. And that goes along with the content that you currently produce. Joanne said, what are we talking about? We are talking about 10 inmates that escaped from a New Orleans jail. 5 of them have been captured. 5 of them are still on the loose. This has prompted us to look into how did this happen. A maintenance worker was arrested, and Lighted has some great insight up here, and so does Drip. So we are just talking about that, and we're going over some different videos and different scenarios. But one thing I would say was that before I started this show and now, I feel like I know more from talking to y'all than I did have watching these videos. Cause y'all like, look, it's election time and they let him out on purpose. I'm like,
Yeah,
dang.
they let them out on purpose because like now they talking about, oh, we ain't got enough funds, we underfunded, do. Like, you feel me? Like, at the end of the day, they it looks politically motivated. Like, the whole situation looks politically motivated. Cause she's the new sheriff. You feel me? And this jail is only 10 years old. So it's like, if it wasn't up to par, why is y'all using it? You feel me? And then if y'all ain't got enough people or enough staff to watch all of the inmates, then what is y'all doing? Send them somewhere else where they can be watched properly.
Yes, when Fear was up here, she made a really good point. She said, if you don't have enough staff, then wouldn't you watch the cameras? Because that's how you would be able to see everybody, right? Doesn't it seem like that's a strategy that you would use? Is the cameras?
I mean, I would,
Um,
but I mean, everybody ain't fast with typing and you feel me and all that stuff. So some people kind of slow with how they access because you got to punch in card, punch in like I heard that in order for them to like see certain cameras, like it scanned they face, you feel me, and took a picture of the officer that was trying to access to a certain area of the camera, you feel me? So but
it's
like
a
I
wild
said,
story.
yeah, like I said earlier, like they just didn't have the upgrades for all of the stuff. Like you see how easy it was for them to yank that door open. That's not supposed to be able to happen.
Yeah, because they're shooting an alarm
Mm-hmm.
or something. But the prisoners are people think that prisoners and criminals are not smart, but they are smart at being criminals. They knew that this jail had a lot of holes in the security system. They knew that this toilet in this specific cell that was made for 2, when they took out that toilet, they knew it would be a way to the outside. But who designed this jail?
Mm-hmm.
Because even in my house, if I dig the toilet out, I'm not going to be able to get to the other side.
They also never had the foundation of the wall was very
Man,
weak.
that had to be a lot of chipping involved for them to, you feel me, get through that hole like that. That's all I'm gonna say, you feel me?
To make that hole. Wait, isn't it actually figured out that to make that type of hole anyways, the wall foundations is very weak. So when they hit the wall, it basically started to crack and break. Because it must
You're
be.
kind of breaking up a little bit, Drip. Um, you're kind of breaking up a little bit. Can you move the phone a little closer?
Okay, hold on 1 second. I said the
Okay, we hear you now.
so they're weaker. Do you think the walls were weaker? That's why they were able to hit the wall and create that type of hole they went through, though.
Yes, I think that jail was poorly built, and they clearly went with like the cheapest architect or something. I don't know what's going on.
It's pretty much cheap design, though, basically. So when they hit the wall, it just instantly breaks.
Yeah, that seemed like it's exactly what happened. And then y'all saw how they wrote "too easy" above the part where they made the hole. But it's crazy that when you would design a jail, you wouldn't make it so people can't break out easily.
Okay. Yeah.
It's scary that somebody can commit a crime against me and then go to jail and then break out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, what was all that for? Have you guys heard of Dog the Bounty Hunter?
Not really, first time, no. Anyways, yeah, I get it. Okay, that's cool. Anything I pretty much gotta say though about my thing though as well though is make sure to check out the video I got today. Cause I got another one coming tomorrow though. Man's consistent though, anyways on that though. Anyways though, wow, that's first time I'm hearing that though.
Yeah, Strip is very consistent with his content. He be on the panels. He's definitely out here doing his thing.
Thank you, appreciate that. Though. Today I didn't hit much panels today. You're the only first panel I hit today though. Normally though, I hit the panel today, normally there'd be whatever. But today is not much though. Not many people, were doing that today though. Not much today though. So I didn't really get on the panel too much today than normal. So today you're the only one right now. For today though.
Lady said we downstairs. No, I got one more video, y'all. I got one more video. We have 2:45. We're gonna try to get to at least 3 hours. But I got one more video to show y'all, to share with y'all. I do plan to go live tomorrow. There's something I was gonna talk about, but I cannot remember. But I'm telling y'all, as soon as I hop off, I'll remember. But no, I think Drip was saying his goodbyes and we was up here chopping it up. But I have one more video to share with you guys. Have you ever heard of Dog the Bounty Hunter? Well, Dog the Bounty Hunter does this. He looks for fugitives. That's part of his whole brand. So, of course, he is on this case. And we're going to hear from him what his thoughts are about this whole situation. And all of that. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, support the channel, And let me get the fair use up here, and we're gonna roll with the video. We're gonna see what Dog has to say.
Alert: 6 of the 10 escaped inmates in New Orleans are still on the loose, but someone new is behind bars. 33-year-old maintenance worker Sterling Williams. According to Louisiana Attorney General, Williams said he turned off the water in the cell before the men removed a toilet and a sink, cut through the steel bars, and then just slipped out. Williams says one of the escapees, Antoine Macy, threatened to shank him if he didn't do it, and another tried to steal his phone. Here with me now is someone who knows manhunts better than anyone, Dwayne Chapman, a.k.a. Dog the Bounty Hunter. Dog, good to see you. Your take on this crazy story.
Well, there's a lot of different things. Number one, what is 10 felons doing in one cell? How did they ever get out of there without anyone watching them? So I think that far, not seeing surveillance, all that, I think it is definitely an inside job.
Well, so the maintenance worker admitted to turning off the water, but essentially is saying he did so under duress or threat. Now, why he wouldn't have just gone to someone and said, these guys are threatening me, that makes zero sense to me.
Absolutely. And how, if they're going to shank him, they're supposed to search the cell, especially that biggest cell, every single day. So how did anyone even have a shank? It's a lot different, like a county city jail than prison. So how did they, how'd they get it in there?
Is there any reason whatsoever in today's day and age with surveillance capability?
Okay, so we're hearing from the Tory Lane situation where he is actually in a prison and got shanked up 4 times. So the thought of how do they get shanks, we've kind of have already gone over that over here on this channel. They make shanks out of whatever. Could be a tube of toothpaste, could be the bed, it could be a toothbrush. They gonna make a weapon, okay? So I'm not really too caught up on that part of how do they get a shank, because we all know that. Lady sound like she do not like Dog the Bounty Hunter. Lady, did Dog what did he do? What did he do? She said, this racist naked mole rat. What did he do? And what's going on ever 11 outdoors? She said he retired. Why we need him to speak, ma'am? I'll wait. Look, I'm trying to get an ex-cop up here to come and comment on this situation. So I would say even if somebody is retired or they used to do it, they still have expertise. Because you can say the same thing about me. I don't work in the kitchen. But that don't mean I don't know how to cook. I don't know. I can't teach you guys the little I do know, Lady, but you know how you don't like somebody and everything they do bothers you? That's what it sounds like Lady and Dog got going on right now. Yeah, she don't like him. But even if somebody was retired or ex or they used to do that job before, they can still share their knowledge about it. And the reason why I'm playing this video for you, because Fox News is a major news network. This goes to show you guys that this story has gained national attention. That even CNN and Fox News and many other news outlets are covering this story because it is unbelievable. Let's go back in, Lady, and be nice to Dog, okay? Be nice to him, okay? Okay, let me get that fair use, pull it back up, and we're gonna go back in and we're gonna see what else he have to say.
All the high-tech surveillance we have, even in prisons that are under a lot of stress, and this was because overcrowded, obviously. Is there any reason this should ever happen?
No, I've heard from a lot of people down there that it's a very poor, they don't have the money to do anything. They keep cutting their funding, and taking away what they got. So when you do that, this is exactly what's going to happen. 10 men together, all violent, most of them gun charges. You start sitting in the cell and planning. And some of them sit there for almost a year before they're given a preliminary hearing. So I don't know what's going on down there. It's absolutely insanity.
I saw Jeff Landry, the governor of Louisiana, last night at the White House, and we talked for a few minutes about this, but I can tell you he wants answers. Apparently, Dog, it's not the first escape that one of these criminals has been part of. 2019, a jail in Northeast Louisiana. Macy is the one who allegedly threatened to shank that janitor, cut through a chain link fence, hopped into a car driven by an accomplice, and then was later found.
Well, now that's crazy. According to the Morehouse Parish Sheriff's Office, Macy, which was the one that had the tattoos right here, right here, and right here, he was light-skinned and he had face tattoos, escaped from a jail in Northeast Louisiana in 2019 and was recaptured the same day in a town in Texas, some 300 miles away. So he was arrested in Louisiana and broke out of that jail and went to Texas. Why was this guy housed on the first floor with other inmates? Is the part that I don't get. And he did this escape one time. He's an escape artist. That means that we know for sure you're gonna try to break out. We know for sure. Okay, and then Ever Loving Outdoor said, isn't Fox News one of them crooked ones? Yes. Yeah, in my opinion, allegedly, I feel like a lot of the news media outlets may be kind of. That's why I tend to gravitate more towards the independent news, and I play a lot of independent news articles here. We are news clips here, but we are using Fox. But I did use some smaller networks before. Yes, they had. I'm okay. Outdoors, we're not sure what you're talking about. Yeah, but how many are boys charges? We're not sure. These are like grown man charges to me. We're talking about burglary, rape, assault. We're talking about murder. These seem like grown man charges to me. But oh, outdoors said how many are bogus charges? I mean, look, if you get convicted of catching 4 bodies, I'm not finna sit here and try to figure out which charge was fake while you're on the run. Okay? I think that these men were actually did have violent crimes. Now, I don't think they was bogus. Here we have it, they're breaking out of jail. Look, it's at the Outdoors house. He said he gonna harbor y'all at this house because he's thinking y'all got bogus charges. Me and Lake said we ain't got time. Y'all ain't coming up over here. And shout out to Emperor, the mod father. Emperor, go ahead and drop your link. Or did you drop it? I may have missed it. You know what? Y'all gonna have to tell me what's going on with Dr. Bounty Hunter. Because y'all know I'm young, I'm only 31. I don't remember what he did, or I wasn't around. And then Emperor said Dr. Bounty Hunter needs to sit his old racist behind down. I can't believe he was my homie years ago. Yeah, y'all got the story about dog. Y'all don't have to share it in the chat. Cause I don't know.
In the day, 300 miles away in Texas, so it has some experience in this.
Yes, and I don't know if he's the oldest one. The oldest one was somewhere in their 40s, and he's the one running the show. And a lot of those guys, some of them's 19 years old, 21, 22. They don't know anything about anything. So, I feel sorry for them when they get caught because they just added many more years. Well, a lot of them would never have gotten out of prison anyway. But it's a shame that police, sheriffs, jails are treated like this because this is what's going to happen.
Do you believe that they instantly separated? Break up the group? I mean, obviously there's too many people in one group to be able to hide, but they just went their separate ways?
Well, usually what they do is, they'll pair up. 2 or 3 will go, and then they'll have, in a few days, meet us at, some restaurant or they have a meeting place. But no, they don't all just, all split and go separate ways, or the cops would have caught them. Somewhere, some way, somebody is hiding the majority of them, okay? They're not all squatting in homes like they caught the guy today. So, yeah, it's terrible, terrible.
All right, Dog, thank you very much.
Hey, Sean Han.
Okay, so now we heard from Laura Ingram, I believe her name is, and Dog the Bounty Hunter. Emperor said Dog the Bounty Hunter was caught on tape, dropping the N-word and everything. What's up, Enlightened?
What's up? Hey, I know his outdated tracking method. Like, bro, you don't know what they done did. They first thing they did was split up. It wouldn't make sense for them to pair up. The hell, like that's how they're gonna get caught faster. If they stay together, they gotta split up.
Yeah. Well, I think that what she was doing, she was asking questions that we'd all know the answer to, but I think she wanted him to say it. for the people, because like some people, are really green. They don't know what's going on. They lived in the suburbs their whole life. Outdoor said they all with their baby mamas. No, they not, because that's going to be the first place the police are going to go to. Right? Savannah! Oh, pull up the dog video. But the close family members and the baby mamas are usually the first place that people go to look for somebody, because those are the people that they know you would have reached out to.
Hey, one of they stupid ass went on Facebook, on Instagram Live and was like, "Oh, I'm back in the hood. I'm back in the hood." But they came and got his ass.
I heard about that.
He was stupid.
See that, y'all? This story is so many twists and turns. We're gonna be up here for days talking about it. I heard about that.
Yeah,
Y'all love the cloud.
talking about fresh out of jail. He went right back.
Dang. But honestly, when you have the whole world looking for you, that's hard. It's hard to get
That would
away.
have been the last thing I would have ever did though. Like I'm fresh out of jail. I'm avoiding social media first off.
Well, I think you should avoid social media and
Yeah.
digital footprints, like
Yeah.
calling people.
Mm-hmm.
But illuminating or enlightened.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I don't think people want to get away. I think they want the clout, and that's why they went live.
That's stupid though. Like
Well, they couldn't have been too smart anyway if they up in there.
I mean, still though, like I mean, I know what you're saying, but I mean, like even though they was dumb when they made their decision, over that little period of time, you think they got smart. Like, okay, I went through all this trouble to get out of jail. I'm not finna risk it by going on social media where I know it's 1,000 police on there watching. You feel me? Come on, man. Like, you got informants on there that's
And
giving
then
tips.
did he go out of his own account?
No, he was on somebody else's account.
I wonder if they
Somebody,
locked that person up too.
I don't know.
Like outdoor dive, I believe it's 5. According to Emperor, this video that with the dog, the bounty hunter, was 17 hours ago. So y'all, there's 5 on the loose now. We're probably gonna wake up tomorrow and more might be captured. One of them was found sleeping outside.
Yeah, he was sleeping on a little bench.
Bro, in the open, it's like, do y'all know what's going on here? Do y'all know that the world looking for y'all? Like, do you want to get away?
No, they just wanted to see what they went out. They just wanted to see outside for a little minute. Ain't trying to get away. They ain't even had no plan on what they was finna do.
And
Cause you
that's
gotta
what's
think
kind of
about it.
crazy about it.
Cause you gotta think about it. Like stuff different now. 2025, you got the carriers, man. So you better off in jail. They gonna take care of you. And you feel me? At least you getting 3 hots in a cop. You feel me? Like out here, buddy.
Yeah, for real. And that's why I think a lot of people actually want to go back to jail.
I don't know.
A lot of
Fuck that.
people want to go back to
I
jail.
ain't going back. I ain't going back. I'm straight. I'm straight. Fuck that. Y'all can have that.
So, Illuminated, let me ask you this. What is your estimate about how long it'll take before everyone is apprehended?
I give it a good 2 weeks.
Do you think 2 weeks?
Yup. Cause if the jail's on this style, yeah, I can only imagine what the police department looking like.
And then they're in the French quarters. I've never been to New Orleans, but it seems like they have a lot of cameras in the French quarters just because of all the traffic it gets. How
Yeah,
do you
but
feel
that's
about them
just
walking around with their face out?
masked up. Masked up. Might be acting like coronavirus still around for the mask on. That's the only way I
Yes,
could see.
Emperor.
That's the only way I could see them getting away with it. Or getting away
Yeah,
from
why we not wearing masks? And like honestly, after the coronavirus happened, you really can wear a mask in today's time, and
it.
people are not gonna look at you like you're crazy.
Mm-hmm. Germs.
Empress, Empress said, right. I'm not gonna be all out in public. I'm hiding, getting a haircut at the hideout. I'm shaving, anything to not look like that mugshot. Yes, they should be laying low. Where are you going?
Yeah, that part.
And Aldro said they won't get everyone is my prediction. Yeah, chat, let me know what y'all think y'all predictions
Yeah,
are
yeah.
about
They ain't
when
finna get
everyone's gonna be
everybody.
captured.
They ain't finna get everybody. Somebody's finna be missing for a minute.
Mm.
Somebody done left the state already. Some of them probably already did.
Okay, and then Empress said the French Quarter is full of cameras. It's a tourist spot. Do you guys feel like they should leave the state? You feel like they have a better
That would
chance?
be the best thing to do. Leave the state. Why would I stay in the state where I was locked up at? They gonna be looking for me more there than anywhere else.
Yeah. Right, okay, so
You
do you guys know if they caught the Massey guy for sure? I think he's still on the loose. But do you guys know if they caught the Massey guy, the one that's an escape artist?
Nah, they ain't caught him yet. They ain't catch him
Now
yet. I
him,
ain't
he's run to another state. He already ran to another state before. He's gonna do it again. Why do they keep locking him up in New Orleans if that's where he keep escaping from?
all right, that makes no sense. Like, oh yeah, you just escaped here. We're gonna put you back here so you can escape again. That makes no sense.
I'm gonna be cooking very soon. I poll on the community tab of my YouTube channel. I want to know what you guys want me to cook for the season 3 finale. But I'm gonna be cooking again soon. Y'all always be asking me that. You're like, wait, what you gonna be cooking? Why you up here talking? Look, I can do everything. Um, yeah, I think the Massey though is gonna go to another state, but can they not lock him up in New Orleans? They just need to transfer him out to like California or somewhere where there's more security in the jails. And y'all need to get it together.
They need to reopen Alcatraz, upgrade that bit, you feel me, and put his eye right in there.
For real. Or they need to send him to El Salvador. The guy with the face tattoo
Send his
gonna fit
ass,
in El
send his ass,
Salvador.
send his ass to Guantanamo Bay, bitch.
Yeah. So he needs somewhere above a regular jail or prison though. This is your fifth time you're escaping or fourth. I don't even know, but 4 or 5 is all too much. You need to go in maximum security, and all you're doing really is adding one time. Okay, Empress said, yeah, Massey is still. Now that's the one I want to see when they gonna capture him. Cause ain't no way he able to hide with all them face tattoos. Outdoors, you gonna be mad at me? No, I haven't. No, I haven't, but I'll never forget about it. Amber said the 5 they have caught, they're in the maximum security prison in Aldana, SP. Well, I don't know where that's at. I saw that on Inside Edition earlier. I have to look that up. Wow. You know what? The rest of their prison time is going to look very different after what they have done. Um, it's going to be very different. And fire everybody at that jail. And maybe I need to transfer the rest of the inmates out. for they get loose too. Crazy story. But fire everybody at that jail. If this is their fault, start watching security cameras. It don't make sense that why y'all not
And they just
watching.
need to close that motherfucker down, man. You can't afford no more escape, so you go ahead and close that bitch down. You feel me? You feel me? Till y'all rectify the situation and get everybody y'all need, close that bitch down. Send their ass somewhere else. You feel me? Like, for real.
Yeah, this
All right.
jail is clearly not ready to be a jail. Because you can literally walk out the side door.
Yeah, man. It's so many answers and it's so many questions that need to be answered. You feel me? Like, and the answers that they giving ain't good enough. Like, oh yeah, we understand. Like, no, that's not an excuse. Like,
Everybody's
y'all,
understaffed though, if you really think about it.
yeah, I mean the whole world understaffed. Though, think about it. The fuck, the
I'm
whole
like,
world
honestly,
understaffed.
I've never had a job where there's been full staff for longer than like 3 months.
Well, man, they stay firing people. The fuck, they just did most of corporate America then did a whole downsizing. The fuck, like, come on, man.
Yeah. And I don't remember her job title, but the woman with the short hair who was talking about how the jail is over they don't have enough staff, they have a lot of prisoners. She pretty much said it's not their fault. She pretty much said we can't watch everybody at once. So she came out here and was kind of like defending her position, which I think was the wrong angle. Because, lady, there's 10 people on the loose that are convicted criminals. You need to be quiet and say, I'm sorry, and we're investigating it. And that's it.
Right.
Outdoor said they might commit to not going back and it could get ugly. Yeah, that's a good point. What if like Massey? I could definitely see him getting ugly with them, getting violent.
Them boys gonna go back kicking and screaming.
And they're also putting the public in danger and they're putting officers in danger. Because now these people have to go out here and find some fugitives that broke out of jail. You put them in jail in the first place for a reason. And now they gotta go find them. Outdoors is exactly right. What if they don't want to go back and have a whole like shootout or something? You putting everybody in danger, man. Fire that lady though. I don't even like how she was talking.
I think that's the sheriff of the jail. The lady that was talking, because she just had took over from the other person. But like I had heard the previous sheriff, he was basically saying that, you know, the jail got built 10 years ago. The people that was supposed to be keeping the updates on the, you know, they were scheduled to do this, do the maintenance, but they ain't never do it. Apparently, you feel me? So
Say one thing, you have been researching and you've been investigating this subject.
I just be watching shit, man. You know, sponge. I'm a sponge. I hear about shit. Like I heard about the Boss Man D-Lo shit way before everybody else knew about the Boss Man D-Lo shit.
I
But
forgot what happened with Boss Man Dealer because there's so much going on.
mm, yeah,
What do you
with the
think about
little
Rod
fight.
Wave?
Oh, Rod Wave, yeah, man, Rod Wave. He crashed out, man. Like for real. But he crashed out. Ain't no way I'm a celebrity. I'm gonna be shooting anything at any car, especially over no female. Period. Like I'm Rod Wave, man. Like got me fucked up.
Yeah, like y'all need to start loving
I
yourselves.
can have 1,000 of you, bitch. Like you feel me? Oh, tender dick ass nigga, dog. That's what it was. That's that TDS, man. Tender dick syndrome. Nigga fell in
Do you
love.
think that Rod Wave was on drugs or was drinking or anything like that?
Nah, that TDS make you do that, man.
That
Hey,
what?
motherfucker, that TDS make you do that. It ain't gotta do no drugs, no nothing. You feel me? Like when motherfuckers tender and they feelings, and you feel me? Yeah,
Oh, that's what
yeah.
TDS stands for. I didn't get it at
And
first.
that mean nigga pussy whip, man. Nigga pussy whip, man. He ain't wanna let that pussy go, man.
You said it's a syndrome?
Yeah, it's a syndrome, man. Trying to tell you.
That is funny. That is funny. So what is TD? I thought it was a real medical condition or something. Mm-mm-mm. But thank you so much for coming up, Negro. Uh, Wait, can you pronounce your screen name?
Illuminegro, Enlightened Minority. That's my channel, man. I just go by LD.
Okay, Negro. That is, I don't know why that's so hard for me to say. What does that mean?
It's like a black Illuminati without all the weird shit. But like I search knowledge. You feel me? So it's like all that forbidden shit. The shit they tell you not to know
Oh,
about.
okay. I be learning something new all the time. But we are about to wrap this show up. But let me get your final thoughts. I'll start with you, Drip. What are your final thoughts about Rod Wave, the 10 inmates?
Probably the thing about it, there's probably gonna have to wait and see what more comes out though, man. Because we just know about what just happened recently now, but there's more to it than I think. I ain't gonna deny whatever happened, and it's very wrong though. I just need to know more.
Okay.
No, that's just how I feel
About
about Red Wave. But I do feel it, like it's really bad though. I just feel like there's more to the story though. You know what I mean? About him though, specifically his actions though. Because I feel like there's more. Because you never know. There's
Drip, are
the
you okay?
inmates.
You kind of started breaking up a little bit.
So that's not
For me, you're gonna have to leave and come back. I don't know, it was weird. It was like you was talking good, and then you just started breaking up, and then we saw the prayer hands. That's why I said, "Are you okay?" Hey, Celeste, y'all. This is one of my co-hosts when I do my Sunday show, Foodiegang Food Panel. But Illuminegro, am I saying it right?
Yeah, you saying it
Feels weird
right.
when I say
Yeah,
it.
you saying it right.
Negro. Okay. What are your final thoughts about
Far as rod waves
everything we
go,
heard?
like he a crash dummy for that shit, bro. Like ain't no way. Like he just blew it. Like you feel me? Now you got all these charges on you now. You feel me? They hit him with a whole list of charges.
14.
You feel me? Come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them is felonies, some of them is misdemeanors, but still, the simple fact is you in the situation, bro. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
pretty sure it was over something petty. You know, shot up the G-Wagon car. Come on, bro. Drugs or not. That's not even an excuse. I'm not even finna allow that to be an excuse. Oh, was he on drugs? Maybe. Nah, bro, you tripping.
Mm-hmm. Right. How does I know?
And then as
Well,
far as
see, you
the
sound good, but
inmates,
hold
and
on,
then
Drip. Negro's giving his final thoughts.
and then as far as the inmates go, the jail need to be shut down. They just need to shut it down. You feel me? Until they get everything up the part. You feel me? Cause this was too easy. Just like they said it was too easy. So like if they saying it was too easy, apparently it was easier than a bit. Cause they asked out of that hole. You feel me? Come on, man. Like close that bitch down, man. We can't afford this shit no more. Y'all,
Mhm.
the lawyers, the prosecutors, all of them, man, y'all fucked up a lot of people's lives right now, man. You feel me? The victims' families. You feel me? Come on, man. Bunch of people, and it's fucked up right now because you feel me? Like we low key in a recession, so a lot of people, you feel me, gotta scrape up extra money to do this shit. You feel me? Like, mm, shit just looks a little sketchy, but they need to close it down. They need to close that
Mhm.
shit down. Just shut it down. You feel me? And try again another 10 years.
This one ain't it. Well, thank you so much for coming up, Illuminigger. You're welcome to the channel anytime. You have me rolling. You offer some great insight. Drip, let me get the rest of your final thoughts.
Final thoughts is though. Anyway, though, my final thought is just mostly on red beef type of situation, or that kind of thing. It's just like, wow, man. And also on the inmates part, though, as well. Like, wow, to be honest, though. That's sad, though, but at the same time, no, kind of agree with him on that, though, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Drip. Always rocking with me, always coming up. You guys make sure you subscribe to Drip's YouTube channel. And Illuminigro, if you're still here, if you want to drop your link in the chat, or if you want us to drop your link, let me know. Let me know. So I know you say you're taking a break. But thank you so much, Drip, for coming out, or coming up, I should say. I am going to pull up your link and then close the show out. We will be back here tomorrow. We're gonna be talking about some. We're gonna be back here tomorrow. I'm gonna try to do this all the time. That's
I
why I had
think
to drop the link.
babe, I will be real with you. Tomorrow I'm home anyway, so I'm gonna pretty much. I've been helping cleaning the home. The only thing I do on my day off is pretty much nothing, man. I just pretty much sometimes I literally sit on the sofa doing literally nothing, man. All I do though sometimes on my day off is either game the entire day or basically sit on the phone the entire day. Of course, I do other things. I might do laundry, might do some cleaning a little bit, might pray. Oh, well, actually, don't forget my prayers as well. I do pray as well, though, of course, though. I do catch my prayers, of course. Other than that, though, I just basically do nothing.
Well, I'm glad that you spend your do nothing time with us, Drip, when we be up here. And shout out to Drip. He's always gracing a panel or working hard. I think I lost his link in here, but he's always up here. Y'all can always click on his name and go to his channel. Thank you so much, Drip, though. I'm gonna drop you down and I'm gonna close the show out. All right, all right. So that is Drip. We had Fear No Mortals up here. We had Illuminigro, and we have my real life sister up here. You guys, we are definitely going to be back and reporting on this more because I see that everyone really enjoyed this topic. So, my final thoughts are Broadway, you know you wrong. Didn't have to be all them bullets. You need to spend some time alone and work on yourself and get your confidence up and get a little bit more secure. Maybe you need some anger management, but they can have you sit down in jail for a minute, I think, with them charges. So it's hard to defend you, but when you know better, do better. You can tell that you have something wrong going on mentally. Work on it, fix yourself. Please do not get back in another relationship because clearly you need to be single. And for the 10 inmates that escaped from the New Orleans jail, I hope that you guys get captured very quickly. And anyone who had a part to play in you guys continuing to hide out needs to go down as well. needs to go down as well. And shout out to everybody that came through. We got Lady, we got Emperor. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to his YouTube channel. This is the link. And we also had Fear No Mortals up here also. Make sure y'all check out her YouTube channel. Making some great content. These my YouTube friends. And shout out to Facebook, because we are on Facebook today as well. And yes, y'all subscribe to Empress Gaming channel. And thank you, Lady said thank you for this was good. Thank you, Drip and Fleet gang. That's why you added on another gang. I only do 3 gangs, but Lady does 4. Yes, we'll be back here tomorrow. And I did release pre-recorded content today, so make sure you guys go check it out. And I have some more videos coming about. But that is all for this episode and this time for tea. This one right here, though, this was some tea, okay? Because it's going down with these inmates. All right. I'm going to hit y'all with the outro video. I'm going to get up out of here, and I'll see y'all in the next one. And we will be back in the kitchen very soon. There's a poll on my community tab on my YouTube channel. I want to get your guys' ideas about what you want to cook for the season 3 finale. We're going to be going into season 4 of Kitchen Talk with Chef Big Bang, where I cook, we go outside, we go on field trips, we're eating, we got Sunday dinner. But let me know what you guys want to eat for the season 3 finale. You guys, yes, this is my channel, but without the Foodiegang giving me recipes, content ideas, telling me about stories, this channel would not be what it is. So I want you to tell me what you want to cook in the season 3 finale. Please go vote on the poll. I'm gonna hit y'all with the outro video and we finna get up out of here. And I still have not made a new outro video. This is gonna be the old one, but I'm making a new one day. Don't worry. See you on the next one. Sorry, I hit the wrong one. I did that last time too. Okay, this is the real outro video. Foodiegang. 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 This is Chef Big Bang. Thank you so much for watching at 907 Good Eats. Make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next Wednesday.